Welcome back to NFL Sunday Ticket Control Center. I'm your host, Spencer Tillman. Remember, for updates on all the action around the league, just click over to NFL Sunday Snap for the latest scores, stats, and info, plus our new feature, the Red Zone Alert, so you can know which teams are knocking on the end zone's front door. Well, looking around at other sports, some major stars have come out of retirement lately to return to the playing field. Which retired NFL player would have the biggest impact if he returned to the game today? Email me at spencer@nfl.com and tell me which player you choose and why. I'll share some of your comments next Sunday. And if I read yours on the air, I'll send you an NFL T-shirt. All right, 5 more exciting late kickoffs are coming your way, everybody. The Chiefs looking to repeat their 45-point effort from last week when they visit Denver. And they might need that many points to outscore the Broncos, but Denver did look vulnerable at home against Baltimore last week. Rookie head coach Greg Williams and the Buffalo Bills are still looking to break into the win column when they host the New York Jets. And the Jaguars play their first road game of the season up in Seattle. Both Mike Holmgren and Tom Coughlin have starters on the shelves. Backup stepping up, and coaching will be the difference in this one. 2 future Hall of Famers, Emmitt Smith and Jerry Rice, take center stage in Oakland. And the Packers and the Bucs play in a key NFC Central matchup. Turn to the game of your choice. I'll be back with a complete wrap-up on all today's action after the final game is completed, right here on NFL Sunday Ticket.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Hello all, Jim Nance from our NFL Today studios in New York. Coming up for most of you, the Kansas City Chiefs will be taking on the Denver Broncos. Brian Griese trying to get the Broncos back in the win column after last week's setback to the Baltimore Ravens. Some of you will see the Buffalo Bills hosting the New York Jets. Rob Johnson hoping for some time today. He's been sacked 13 times in the Bills' 0-3 start. Meanwhile, out in Seattle, Jacksonville comes to town. Trent Dilfer will start for the injured Matt Hasselbeck for the Seahawks in that game. We'll see it back here at halftime. Enjoy the games on CBS.
Subway presents Fresh Start, a salute to the game's early season surprises. Subway, eat fresh. In Week 3, Dick Vermeil earned his first win as Chiefs head coach with help from running back Priest Holmes, who had 225 total yards and 3 touchdowns in a 45-13 rout over the Redskins. The Patriots upset the Colts 44-13 with a defense that intercepted quarterback Peyton Manning 3 times, returning 2 picks for touchdowns.
Whoa, whoa, did you bake this bread? Do you have any idea where it came from? No. So, what do you think? Don't you just love the smell of fresh baked cardboard? Subway bakes their bread fresh every day, right, Nancy?
Right, Jim. Subway's got 4 new delicious Subway Selects, like the tasty Southwest chicken, all in fresh baked gourmet bread.
Once you go fresh, you never go back.
Subway, eat fresh.
Test your football knowledge at Subway. Just upsize your fresh value meal and get one of our 2 32-ounce Gridiron Trivia Cups.
The New York Jets come to Buffalo searching. An offense with growing pains looks for consistency in the West Coast scheme. And a defense with its share of big names is trying to figure out who they are in their new 4-3 look. The Buffalo Bills are searching too. First-year head coach Greg Williams has yet to taste victory in the NFL. The Bills defense ranked 3rd in the league last year, but staggering now. And can quarterback Rob Johnson lead the offense and find the answers this week? The Jets and Bills next. A cold, blustery day, Orchard Park, New York, for the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills. And good afternoon, I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Craig James with the West Coast offense on display this afternoon.
And we both came here this weekend trying to figure out what does it mean to these 2 ball clubs. A few things they all agree on, 3 things to be specific. Timing. The receivers have to get there. They have to get there right now because the progression takes place. 1 goes to 2 to 3. And then the footwork. The footwork for both quarterbacks very important. They start at 1, they look to number 2, they're moving to number 3 to number 4. So footwork very important.
What about components for both teams today?
Well, I think, you know, the Jets are going to give the ball to Curtis Martin. He's the best player on their team right now. They're going to give him the ball so that they can set up the pass with the run. As for the Bills, they're going to go with Eric Moulds. Eric Moulds is their best player on offense. He'll touch the ball a lot. one of our best players, our partner on the sideline, Beasley Reese. You're an old defensive back. Bees, how would you play against the West Coast offense?
Well, Craig, I would start out with 5 and 6 defensive backs with a lot of disguising. Now, if I'm not afraid of the quarterback, I blitz it. If I'm worried about the quarterback, I use a hybrid coverage, man for man underneath, safeties over the top playing zone in case somebody makes a mistake, and I'll keep an eye out here and let you know which one they're using back upstairs.
All right.
It is windy, 17 gusting to 25, they tell us. A slight chance of precipitation, mid-40s, but with the wind chill you can expect it'll be colder as the day goes on. The New York Jets won the toss. They will receive as Brian Moorman will set to kick off for Buffalo. And that is Lavernius Coles for the New York Jets, who lost on Monday to the San Francisco 49ers. The Buffalo Bills losing last week here to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Buffalo comes in at 0-3, and the New York Jets at 1-2. More of a cross breeze today from the far side to the near side of the field. We'll keep track of that. As you know, in this stadium historically, it's all over the place. And he missed the ball. It's an onside kick, and it's picked up by the Buffalo Bills. Almost looked like he tripped over the ball, but it was an onside kick retrieved by the Bills at the 40-yard line. And the first-year player, Brian Moorman, with an outstanding play and recovered on the play by Lance Brown.
Moorman, when he gets to the ball, you'll notice right when he gets there, he pooches it. And when he pooches it, they're going specifically to the left side for this. When you look at the Jets,
beyond 10 yards, recovered by Buffalo, first down.
The Jets really, their front line, you're supposed to see the ball kick and leave the tee before you turn and retreat, and they all hauled out of there. They went south in a hurry.
And Rob Johnson, the quarterback out of USC, will open up with an empty backfield in the shotgun from his 41-yard line. 4 receivers deployed and right to work with a pass to the side, and that's hauled in by Moulds at the 45. A gain of 5 on the play. The tackle made by James Ferrier. The line, Fina is back with Brown, the perennial Pro Bowler, Conatee, Halsey, and Jonas Jennings, a rookie from Georgia. In the backfield, the heralded rookie Travis Henry with the veteran centers, Moulds and Price the receivers, Remersma the tight end. From the 46, it's second down and 5 for the Buffalo Bills, with a handoff going to Sammy Morris, and a fumble on the play and recovered by the New York Jets and Marcus Coleman. So Sammy Morris, with just his second carry of the season, fumbles the ball. Coleman picks it up, and the Jets are blessed with great beginning field position.
Greg Williams was talking about execution on his ball club's part. Don't make mistakes. Stay on the field when given the opportunity. When he gets up in the line of scrimmage, you can see where he gets popped. Ball comes loose. Coleman's around it. You know, hold the football. It's almost like sometimes you feel like the Bills, in watching their tape, they're worried about making mistakes rather than just playing the game of football. And that's what Williams is trying to stress right now.
So here are the New York Jets. Anderson and Martin in the backfield, and Vinny Testaverde from the Buffalo 49. After the Bills fumble the ball. And Testaverde with the handoff to Curtis Morton, bursting free and takes it down the middle. Brought down by Foreman, a gain of 9, and tackled shy of the Buffalo 40-yard line. As you take a look at 38, soon to be 38-year-old quarterback Vinny Testaverde.
You know, he said, don't jinx me without talking about not throwing interceptions. You know, he's off to a good start, but he has a lot of learning, as we'll explain throughout this broadcast of this game. A lot of learning with this new offense.
He'll be 38 in less than a month. Second down, 1 shy of the 40. Play action for Testaverde. Good block by Young. A pass caught by Coles, then belted out of bounds by Winfield. The grab made at the 26. It's a gain of 14 yards as Testaverde is right on the money. Given time to throw by the tackles Fabini and Young. The guards Jenkins and Thomas. In the center, the Pro Bowler Kevin Mawai. In the backfield, the great Curtis Martin coupled with Richie Anderson. Becht is the tight end. The receivers Wayne Krebet and Lavernius Coles, who just caught that first down pass to the 25 of the Buffalo Bills, and a first down. Martin again, plowing down the middle. Gang tackled at about the 22 on a gain of 3, and all kinds of Bills off that pile, led by Rayon Hill. On the line, Fisher taking the place of Phil Hansen with Flowers on the other defensive end. In the middle, Price and Pat Williams. Williams, a good one to watch. In the linebacking core, Brandon Spoon flanked by Keith Newman and Jay Foreman. And in the secondary, Winfield and Irvin are the corners. Carpenter and Hill are the hard-hitting safeties. 2nd down and 7 for the Jets at the Buffalo 22. Testaverde swings it outside, caught by Morton. And Curtis Martin takes it out at about the 16-yard line. Belted out of bounds by Rayon Hill. It's a gain of 6 yards on the play. So we've had some fireworks early. Buffalo beginning the game with a onside kick, obviously catching everybody by surprise, not the least of which was Jets head coach Herman Edwards. But he soon gets the ball as the Bills fumble it on a carry by Sammy Morris.
Talked about execution for Buffalo. The Jets, too, they want to execute. Now, they've been given an opportunity here at midfield to march down and score. And he said, we've got to take advantage of this. There have been times we've been really good and times where we just missed making the plays.
2 tight ends. 3rd down and 1 from the 16. Martin with the Anderson block, and there he goes for a touchdown. "16-yard touchdown run, the 5th of the season by Curtis Martin. And just like that, the Jets cash in on a Buffalo turnover.
Hey, they're really coming in here. Richie Anderson is the guy that's going to come inside and lead. He is not a big blow-up kind of fullback. This man just comes in. He says he's like the tailback. I'm going to give you the vision of where you're supposed to be. Curtis has a lot of confidence in Richie Anderson because Richie really is kind of a halfback playing fullback. Not blowing him up fullbacks, but getting the tailback to where he's supposed to be.
Extra point try now by John Hall. A 5-play, 49-yard drive. The snap is there by Dearth, and the kick is up and good. And just like that, the Jets score a touchdown. There have not been that many for New York this season, especially recently. Right there, an easy 16-yard gallop by Martin. So Buffalo fumbles on their first possession after opening the game with an onside kick, which shocked everyone. But the Jets came right back, recovered the fumble, and Curtis Martin, 5 plays later, takes it in from 16 yards away. And the New York Jets on top of Buffalo 7-0.
Greg Williams was talking about special teams in Buffalo needing to give his other 2 units an opportunity to play football. That they were horrible. He used a different word, but they were horrible last year. They've got to return kicks and give them a chance on offense.
Avian Black will be 5 yards deep in the end zone on the kickoff. He'll leave it there, and back to the 20-yard line on the touchback will go the Buffalo Bills. Player down for Buffalo across the way. Linebacker Fred Jones is the player down, now getting up slowly. 2 years out of Colorado as you take a look at him.
Buffalo told us they would have an up-tempo offense today. That first series they came out, they went to the line of scrimmage, and they were making calls from the line of scrimmage.
There is no foul on the play.
Trying to create a bigger, better
play results
tempo.
in a touchback. 1st down.
And I think that's a wise move because this Bills offense has to somehow take advantage of a Jets defense and the uncertainty of what takes place with it when they're facing this West Coast offense.
Again, Travis Henry is not in there. They bring centers in the backfield. The 3 receivers, as you see, from the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Larry Centers. And belted hard and taken down. Submarined by Ferrier. Gain of 2 to the 22. The Jets defense last week shredded by San Francisco's running attack. Ellis Burton, Steve Martin with the bad toe, nonetheless starting today. And John Abraham. In the linebacking core, Jones, Lewis, and Ferrier. We'll get to the secondary in just a second. It's 2nd down and 8 from the 22. Good time for Johnson. Ball batted down. Flag is thrown. Shane Burton came through the middle, number 98, and swats that ball down. A flag was thrown on the play as you take a look at our referee, Ron Winter, and it is holding against the Buffalo Bills.
Again, going to the line of scrimmage. No huddle offense, calling it from the line. trying to give a new wrinkle and put the pressure on the Jets, but it might be putting more pressure on them because in my mind right now, they just don't understand enough to do it at the line of scrimmage.
Holding. 85. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
And that's tight end Jay Riemersma, who plays for Coach Greg Williams. Last 4 years, the defensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans down in Nashville.
Quick to point out, though, that he has an offensive background and became a defensive-minded guy. He feels like he understands both sides of the plays and wants to be a part of it on both sides, too.
Centers is in there. Morris is a slot wide receiver. Second down, 18. And back to pass, Johnson throwing to Centers. Deflected, intercepted by Marvin Jones, who breaks a tackle at the 10 and takes it down to the 9. Buffalo's second turnover, and a flag is on the field at the 12. And another one at the 6. That may be the third career interception by Jones, and let's see what the call is from the field.
During the return, face mask, penalized half the distance to the goal, number 75 of the passing team.
Which was Buffalo, and the interception by Johnson, his 5th of the season.
But the coaches are quick to point out that only one of those interceptions is really his fault. Again, a deflection. Marvin Jones is the recipient of a deflected ball and intended for a receiver. Rob is really being conservative with his approach here, and it's not necessarily bad on Rob's part. In my mind, it's just the total uncertainty of the Buffalo Bills offense trying to make plays.
I think Shane Burton got a hold of that one as well on the initial pass by Johnson. So here are the New York Jets. First and goal at the 4. Testaverde. The fake handoff. Getting a block from Martin to the end zone, and a Richie Anderson touchdown. A stunning beginning for the New York Jets, who lead it 13-0 over the Buffalo Bills. The interception deflected into the hands of Marvin Jones, initially tipped by Shane Burton on the defensive line, and this is how the Jets capitalize on it.
Again, play action pass allows Richie Anderson to get through the line of scrimmage. Confusion on that new attacking defense of Buffalo, and not trading off and switching guys to zones opened up Richie to the flat.
Hall with the extra point. Tupa on the hold. And we have 11:13 to play in the first quarter. The Marvin Jones interception. The touchdown pass to Anderson from Testaverde. 14-0 the Jets.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. Nextel, how business gets done. And by Burger King, home of the Whopper.
The Jets on top, 14-0. Richie Anderson just caught his second touchdown pass of the year.
Richie's one of those guys that you enjoy visiting with. He's I think one of these days, if he wants to be, an offensive coordinator, head coach kind of player in the league, because he just really studies the game and understands where weaknesses are.
So the Jets get the touchdown pass after a Buffalo turnover. Here comes Avion Black inside the 15-yard line. And then taken down after a 13-yard return by Jamie Henderson, Jason Glenn, and Nick Ferguson.
I don't want to make excuses for Buffalo, but I want to tell you what they're dealing with here. They have 19 rookies or first-year players. 31 veterans they've lost in the last 2 years. That is a huge drop-off of experience. They lack it. They have a young football team, so that's good and it's bad. It shows you they're going to have mistakes, but it also gives you a chance to make a lot of big plays, because they will athletically make some plays for you.
From the 25, Buffalo 1st and 10. Travis Henry is in, dotting the I, and gets the call on a block by Jennings. Hit once, then twice by the Jets. Chris Hayes, number 30, made the final stop after a gain of 3 up to the 28. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Ted Cottrell, the defensive coordinator of the Jets, said last weekend, by his accounting measures, they had 18 missed tackles against the 49ers. They were abysmal. He was more than furious in our meeting about making sure his team made tackles. On that last one, that carry, 10 white jerseys around the carrier.
2nd down 7. Outside it goes. Caught by Peerless Price. The no huddle in effect for Buffalo. He's close to a first down, near the 35. And we'll see where the mark is. He'll be shy of the first down. What do you think of the Bills not huddling?
Again, I think it's a good way to set a tempo if you understand what you're trying to do. But I'm of the mindset, and listening to these guys in the meetings, they don't know enough to go to the line of scrimmage and do it.
Quarterback keeper by the 6'4" Rob Johnson on 3rd and inches from the 35, and he plummets ahead and has the first down up to the 36-yard line. So a first down for the Buffalo Bills. We're not seeing a lot of Travis Henry. We're seeing the no huddle to begin this game, although now they pick up things quickly from Rob Johnson, but trying to keep the defense of the Jets on edge. And I use the word trying from the 36. 1st and 10 for Johnson. Centers in the backfield. Blocked by Jennings. A block by Fina. The scrambling quarterback. He gets another block from his line, and he is shoved out of bounds by the pursuing Marvin Jones. A gain of 8 on the play, and belts it out of bounds near the 45-yard line, and downstairs we go to Beasley Reese.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. It looks like the early game plan for the Bills is with this no huddle. When you don't huddle, you keep the Jets from substituting. So the Jets have to keep the personnel that they have in the game on the field. So far it's not working, but that's what they're trying to do. Back upstairs.
Shy of the 45. 2nd down and 2 for Johnson with Centers in the backfield. And Larry Centers ahead and should acquire the first down. He's 33 years of age, playing last year with Washington.
And you know, Beasley, we were talking in our meetings with Aaron Glenn. He was talking about how they have to really learn where their help is coming from in the secondary. So communication very important back there.
You know, you're right. That's exactly, and I can actually see these DBs pointing and yelling at each other. So far, they're doing a pretty good job. Back to you guys.
It is a first down for the Buffalo Bills outside their 47-yard line. Centers in the backfield for Johnson. And Centers the call. Hit once by Burton. Spins off him and corkscrews his way to the 46. A gain of 8, bringing up 2nd down and 2. Tackled in the secondary by the New York Jets with 8.5 to play in the first. The Jets capitalizing on 2 Buffalo turnovers to begin the game.
Yeah, a little surprised that they're not getting to his legs here. Larry Centers is not Travis Henry, but I want you to look right here. They're coming up and hitting up high. Here's where he's got to go. He's got to get low, otherwise he's going to take off down the field. They're not getting to the ball carrier's legs, and that's why last week they had so many missed tackles.
2nd down, long 2 from the 47. Deep to Moles, and he's got him! And he's in for a touchdown! Moulds has his first touchdown reception of the season. A 46-yard strike. And the Bills are on the board with Jake Arians trying the extra point. Rob Johnson just his 2nd touchdown pass. Bad hold. It's picked up by Remersma, a former college quarterback at Michigan. He wants to throw and does, and he's got it. For 2 points, oh, they say it was dropped. Incomplete. Incomplete.
Eric Moulds is the big play guy. He's the best player on the Bills offense. Anytime they can get one-on-one with him out there, West Coast or no coast, they're going to go deep to him and find him.
Eric Moulds just caught a 46-yard touchdown pass, and then on a bad snap and hold on the extra point try, the holder, Jay Remersma, tried to throw in the end zone.
Here's where they start hollering, fire, fire, fire. That's never good from the special teams. I just told you a while ago, Greg Williams said that they were abysmal last year as a special teams unit. Remersma, the old quarterback, I don't know, at Michigan, I don't remember them running kind of the option. What kind of pass was that? I can see why they moved him to tight end.
So now we have a challenge by Buffalo that it was complete. The other question you have is eligibility. Deshaun Polk was right there. The question now is, did he catch the ball? And that's what Ron Winter and our crew is going over right now. So we've had a very interesting ball game. 2 turnovers initially by the Buffalo Bills. Jets capitalize on both. Bills come back with a touchdown pass, and on this extra point try, which evolved into a 2-point try, you see right there the attempted pass to Deshaun Polk from Jay Remersma.
You just can't tell if his arm is under the ball or not from that shot right there.
And it's not conclusive.
And that last week we found that out with the Redskins. It has to be conclusive in order for it to be overturned on the field. 2 replays per game. Of course, the instant replay booth inside 2 minutes of both halves, they take charge of it, and they can call as many replays as they want.
Well, there's one thing going, as you see Remersma there on the bottom of your screen, there's one thing that is different about this, and that is without a sideline view of the play, all he has to look at is the end zone shot, which is very typical in covering extra points. So the selection he may have will be limited to this. And I will clarify that. We'll call upstairs and find out if indeed this is the only view he is getting of that play. But normally that would be the case on just an extra point try. On a 2-point conversion try, our cameras are on the sideline and focused as if it's a regular play. But on this, it's a little different story.
90 seconds in there. The old peep tank, he's been in there a while, hasn't he?
So, yeah, yes. Shane Burton has knocked down 2 passes, one of which was deflected to Marvin Jones, who on the carom got the ball and got the turnover for the Jets, and then a subsequent touchdown pass to Richie Anderson. Ron Winter is on the field, and we will get his decision, although he is looking right now as if he wants to confer even more with his fellow
eligibility you're talking
exactly.
about.
Buffalo has challenged the ruling on the field that the pass is incomplete. After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. The pass is incomplete. There was no indisputable visual evidence to indicate that the pass was caught. Buffalo is charged with a timeout.
Which you called. If it's not conclusive, that's what happens. So they lose a timeout, and the Bills now left with 2. The Jets have all 3 with 8:10 to play here in the first quarter.
Go back and talk about, you're mentioning Shane Burton and that defensive line, specifically the 2 interior guys on that defense in the Jets. They're looking for players that can make plays like Herman Edwards is used to in Tampa, a Warren Sapp guy. I mean, those are hard to find, but they're just saying we need to get guys who can make plays for us from the inside because we feel good on the outside with our young ones.
Last time this kid kicked off, it was an onside kick. And the Jets have hands people up now at the 45-yard line, as you see them there on the right side of your screen, ready and very alert.
I mean, these guys right here, they are supposed to stay up in here and not retreat. They got to see the ball in the air before they take off into their coverage.
Lavernius Coles is deep back for the New York Jets. The wind continues to blow. It was spitting some snow earlier on today as we were entering Ralph Wilson Stadium, albeit brief.
And I didn't bring the proper attire for
it. Neither of us did. And a high kick, and Coles with the catch at the 10. Nice block on the sideline as he maneuvers swiftly up near the 35-yard line. A 21-yard return. Let's see if they say he stepped out. Marking him at the 33 as you take a look at Lavernius Coles.
Early season surprises here. The Packers, big challenge coming up today for them. The Rams, I'm really impressed with both teams and how they've adjusted, and both teams playing defense. Down here, hey, how about the NFC East? These 2 teams right here. Buffalo, I'm not that surprised with them, but I am, because this was a team last year that had some talent that just was hurt with injuries.
33-yard line, 1st and 10. 3 wide receivers. Corbett in motion. Handoff goes with a Mawai block for Curtis Martin, who is handcuffed and brought down by Bryce Fitcher and Ken Irvin. It's a gain of 2 on the play and down at the 35. 2nd down and 8.
You know, everybody in the country is talking about this West Coast offense now and how many teams are going to it. In my opinion, the big burden is on the quarterback. Vinny Testaverde and Rob Johnson, it is amazing how much they have to just say in wordage to call a play. And we'll give you some examples in a little bit about that, but they've got the responsibility that's far greater than anybody else.
Anderson in motion, 2nd down 8 from the 35. Quickly outside to Anderson, a backed block. Another block ahead thrown by Fabini, and he's inside the 45 of the Buffalo Bills on a sprint of 20 yards. Good blocking ahead. A flag, as you see, is down. And it's against the Jets.
Anderson yesterday was telling us in the meetings, watch out for me because I will get split wide, and so will Curtis in this offense. And they'll give us some opportunities in open space to make plays.
Anderson was a Pro Bowler last year, but as a specialty guy. But you cannot minimize the blocking and the direction he gives Curtis Martin.
Pass interference. Number 80, offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
80 is Wayne Corbett, wide receiver for the Jets.
Yeah, Corbett, when he gets out here, again, watch his arms. Does he get his arms extended and push? That's what they're always looking for. And I just think he's out there making contact prior to the ball being in the air, although it was a quick delivery. He's out there probably on the defensive back too soon, hitting him.
So back to the 25, where it's second down and 18 for the New York Jets, who lead it 14-6. Anderson becomes a receiver at the bottom of your screen. Martin by himself in the backfield. Beck, the tight end, on the move, offers a block. Here comes Martin. Good block by Young, past the 30, up to the 32, as he is brought down by Pat Williams on a gain of 7 yards. It'll be third down and about 11.
One of the things they said they wanted to do was minimize maybe a little bit of the impact that Curtis had on this ball club. But look at this, is the percentage of touches, 79% this year. That number has gone up. That hasn't gone down.
Outside the 33, Martin in the backfield, third down and 11 for Testaverde. Make it the 32-yard line. He breaks one tackle of Hill. There goes Curtis Martin, finding a first down. He goes outside the 45, and he picks up 13 yards on third down and 11. And they spot the ball outside the 45.
Really an aggressive challenge right here by Buffalo, trying to get up in there. They come up hard and tight, but I want you to see the burst, the way he gets going again. Curtis Martin's been around and carried the ball a lot of times in his career, but when you see a running back stop and then burst again and get through the hole as quickly as he does, making the defense look slow, it lets you know he still has it.
Lamont Jordan in the backfield. Anderson at the bottom of your screen from the 45, first and 10. End around to Coles. He's got room going against Antoine Winfield. Picks up a first down. Belts it out of bounds by Irvin at the 39-yard line of Buffalo. A 16-yard gain on the end around to Lavernius Coles.
And again, what they're trying to do is really come back here and take advantage of these guys. This is the key man. What's he going to do? Backside, they've got to come across and hold it as a defensive unit. And Jerry Gray, the defensive coordinator in Buffalo, said, hey, just be disciplined, stay home, know what your responsibility is. He got too flat on the backside pursuit, and when he did that, it gave Coles, who has a lot of speed, the ability to run right around him.
Lamont Jordan in the backfield with Anderson, first and 10 from the Buffalo 39. The pitch out to Lamont Jordan. Chased by Schobel, belted by Irvin, and knocked out of bounds inside the Buffalo 35, near the 33. And we'll call it a gain of 6 on just the 5th carry all season by the rookie, second-round pick out of Maryland, Lamont Jordan.
But they speak highly of him. They mention his name. As soon as they start talking about Curtis, they talk about Lamont Jordan running the football. They know that between the two of them this year, if they can reduce some of those carries that Curtis has, they'll prolong his season for him and stay healthy, and Jordan can get some great touches in there.
Martin back in inside the 34, second down and 5. The pitch out to Martin. Tries to cut back, is belted by Pat Williams and Schobel. And a gain of 2, setting up third down and about 3 for the Jets, who lead at 14-6 on a Martin touchdown and a Testaverde touchdown pass.
Give you an idea of what we learned in our meetings with Vinny Testaverde. Here's one of their play calls in the huddle. H trip left, slot sprint right, solid option Z loop. Now, that's a whole lot of wordage right there for one man to have to call. He has to know what every one of those words means to each player on the field, and then make an adjustment when they get to the line, judging the pre-snap look.
31-yard line, third down and 2. Martin in the backfield, and somebody jumped, and that was Fabini, the left tackle. As you see the flag, and you see Jason Fabini, who began his career starting as the right tackle, doesn't appear to be as comfortable on the left side.
69, offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
This falls into that realm of execution that both head coaches were mentioning. You have a little momentum going here. You're pounding them in there. And the offensive linemen are setting their pads. They're really in there doing their job. I mean, and then you get guys who come off here prematurely. That just doesn't work. I mean, you've got to be disciplined. And an old veteran like that, he's got to be smarter than that.
36-yard line. Third down and 7. Anderson, a slot receiver, and now in motion. Martin in the backfield. Testaverde fires a pass to the side, almost picked off, incomplete, as the rookie Nate Clements out of Ohio State just about swiped Testaverde, who has not thrown an interception all season long. The Jets have got a punt.
And look at the timing. You look at Nate Clements come out of it underneath on the throw. I mean, they've spoken highly of Nate Clements. They feel like he will be a big-time player, that even at this early stage in his career, they can put him out there on any receiver and match him up man-to-man, and they're okay.
Are you surprised here that Tupou will be punting and they're not trying a field goal with John Hall, who's got a pretty good leg on 4th down?
Again, it's a little swirly wind conditions down there. They're right now playing a field position game.
What about a fake? Let's see what they do. It's going to be a pooch up high. Peerless Price is deep back, landing at the 10. And a good bounce as the Jets will down it. And Gerald Soule, as you see, jumping on the ball right there, along with James Darling. 22-yard punt. Good defensive play by 22 of the Bills, Clements.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Bar. Eating good in the neighborhood, Applebee's. And by Nissan. Nissan introduces the totally new V6 Altima, the cure for the common car.
An ominous sky hanging over Ralph Wilson Stadium, 14-6 with the Jets on top of the Bills. Kevin Harlan alongside Craig James. Resilient Buffalo team.
It's a young Buffalo team, but they have one guy out there, a big timer, Eric Moulds. He's not a young man. They got him active again in this offense, and that's what they need to do for the rest of this game.
After the Jets punt, their first of the day from the 14, Buffalo 1st and 10. Centers in the backfield. And hit by Mo Lewis. It's a loose ball. It's a fumble, and it's picked up and taken in for a touchdown. John Abraham, 2 years out of South Carolina, a #1 pick last year, capitalizes on the 3rd turnover by the Buffalo Bills today.
Lots of pressure coming from the inside. He was taking a little bit too long to get rid of the football. He was trying to get deep down the field to Eric Moulds, and that extra hesitancy he had in there. And from what I've learned in listening to Mike Shepard, the offensive coordinator, talk about it, he probably should have gone somewhere else with the ball before he got hit.
Extra point try, high snap, they blow it dead. You've got 2 challenges a game, and they may have just used their other challenge. You've got 2 a game. They've challenged once, the Bills have. They lost, they're challenging now. And the contention here by Greg Williams is that it was an incomplete pass and that Johnson's arm was in motion. And it was not cocked and the ball knocked away, forcing a fumble, that the arm was in motion.
Buffalo has challenged the ruling on the field, but the previous play was a fumble.
And we'll get a good look at it here.
See if we can find out if his arm's coming forward. And you've got to challenge it, because at this point in the ball game, you need to hope that you can get away with this thing. I don't know. I'll tell you what.
His arm was definitely moving forward before he was hit.
Well, they could slow that down just a little bit. Right when he starts going through it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's a tough call.
Yeah, it's a very tough call. Again, the word conclusive comes to play here. You know?
It almost looked, well, I think his hand was still almost going back to throw. The ball was not going forward. His arm obviously was.
But he may have lost the ball while he was going back.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And so that would be a fumble.
Yeah.
I think it's a fumble.
I'd have to agree with that. I don't think it's conclusive enough for them to overturn the call that was made on the field.
And then here's John Abraham, who has not had a touchdown in his very brief career. And I think this has been fairly easy for referee Ron Winter to decipher.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. The ball was loose before the arm came forward in the forward passing motion. Play results in a touchdown. Buffalo is charged with a second timeout.
I think what you said there about how his arm is coming back, he loses the ball in the backward motion.
Yep.
And that's what he saw.
Now the Bills are out of challenges and out of 2 timeouts. They lose another timeout there because they lose the challenge. And 1 remaining for the Bills. We still have 3.5 to play in the first quarter. Log on to NFL.com for exclusive online auctions. All proceeds will be donated to the September 11th relief effort. Just go to NFL.com or AOL keyword NFL.com. So there you see John Abraham, 13th overall selection last year. He's already got 2 sacks this year and comes up with easily the biggest play in his young career in the NFL as you take a look at the very frustrated Rob Johnson. And this is the extra point we're going to get now from John Hall. Tupa the hold, and James Dearth will snap it. 3 Buffalo turnovers. The Jets cashing in on all 3 with 21 points and lead it 21-6. Two offensive touchdowns for the Jets, 1 defensive touchdown for the Jets. Moulds caught a 46-yard touchdown pass from Johnson. 21-6 is our score. And after the Jets recovered the Buffalo fumble and Abraham took it on in, the Jets set to kick off. And there is a breeze, as we told you before, and you can see the effects of it as the ball goes off the kicking tee of Hall. And I look at the flags above the field and on the rim of the stadium, all blowing toward us, meaning a cross breeze. And on the field, you see those windsocks on top of the uprights, and they're not limp, but not blowing as furiously as the ones on top of the stadium are.
A lot of wind on the outside, that's for sure.
Well, they're going to have to hold it, as you can see, and oh, that'll be Tony Scott, number 27. So the Jets, who have not won in Buffalo since 1998, have a 21-6 advantage, and we're not out of the first quarter, which has been filled with one firework after another. And the Hall kickoff. Black from the 10-yard line. And is up to about the 26. Brought down by James Reed. 16-yard return. All right, at this point in the season, which team has been the most impressive, Craig James? In your eye, you see him right there. The Packers, Eagles, Raiders, Chargers, and Rams.
Well, I guess they lost today, so I'd take them out of there. I really am impressed with Green Bay, and their defense has been the difference for them this season.
I'm going to put Cleveland in there. They're 3-1.
I absolutely agree with that.
Just log on and cast your vote on NFL.com and tell us what you think. Near the 26, Johnson 1st and 10. Travis Henry, the fake handoff to him. He gets away from Abraham, and Johnson on the run has got to get to the 36. Has the first down, and then is whacked from behind. You see the result, a 17-yard scramble. He's down at about the 43-yard line, but was whacked. He did not. I don't know if he went. I'll have to see the replay. I don't know if he went feet first, or if you go feet first, they can't touch you.
It just looks like he got caught in an awkward position. His body, it seems like Rob gets hit all the time with his body in an awkward position. Feet go first,
feet first,
he gets hit from behind.
Right.
I mean, that's a tough hit right there. It's an awkward hit for your body. It's not a natural thing for your body.
That's Mo Lewis, who came in, and it's hard for Lewis, who is going full bore, then to just stop on a dime.
But the NFL, as we've seen over the last week with all the fines being handed out, they are protecting quarterbacks.
There is no penalty flag on the field as of yet.
And a blow to the head with his elbow, they'll review that. In the league office tomorrow, they will review this hit here. They review all hits, whether they're flagged or not in this game.
He had the elbow. You could easily see he flung that wing and got him with the elbow on the back of the helmet.
Chances are, because he used his elbow to hit him in the head, he will be fined.
And there's Alex Van Pelt, who is out of Pitt. He is 3 of 5 so far this season. Has not thrown a touchdown pass since '97. Johnson, of course, is injured. It seems a lot injured right now, and injured last Sunday with the Pittsburgh Steelers in this building. Midway through the fourth, Johnson pressured and tackled, injuring a hip.
And this is an offense where you're really designed to get rid of the football and limit the number of hits that happen on a quarterback. But again, it goes back to the uncertainty. And that's what Greg Williams said. I've got to somehow figure out how to take all doubt out of our offensive players' minds.
But he's now started in 22 games, including today. He has not finished a game in 9 of those 22. This could be number 10. This is a live picture of Rob Johnson being taken off the field. It has been that long since we broke away for the commercial, and now here is a couple minutes later. Watch Mo Lewis on the left side of your screen. Elbow is out and there. Finable?
Well, it's obviously it's going to be reviewable.
There is no flag on the field, though. And Mo Lewis just saw the replay because they showed it here inside the stadium. So now Alex Van Pelt is the new quarterback, 6 years out of Pitt. Faces first down and 10, shy of his 43. A handoff to Sammy Morris, getting a John Fina block, hit by Coleman, knocked out of bounds by Marvin Jones. Gain of 2, bringing up second down and 8, spotted near the 45.
There was at one point during this week of preparation a thought that Alex might start, Van Pelt might start for Johnson because of his injury last week, and they really weren't that concerned about it because Van Pelt played at the University of Pittsburgh under Paul Hackett and has a lot more experience in this offense and understands this offense better than Rob Johnson does.
And Hackett is the offensive coordinator for the New York Jets, and in the building today, second down, long 8 from the 45. Centers in the backfield. Outside to Moulds, who's already caught a touchdown pass. A block from Halsey and a good tackle made by James Ferrier as he crosses midfield. A gain of 7. As you take a look at it, Moulds has caught 2 passes today.
Again, it's important to know that in this offense, you cannot really have one receiver that you say you're going to throw the football to, your primary receiver. They call these things, they may call red right 22 Z in. Well, the Z is going to run an in. And he might be the guy. If he beats his guy, he's open, he gets the ball. If not, then it goes to number 2, 3, 4. So you hope you can get the ball to Moulds if you're a Bills coordinator, but you can't be guaranteed of it.
Third down, long 1. Henry and centers in the backfield inside Jets territory. Barely. Van Pelt sets, fires, caught. Close to a first down. Larry Centers makes the grab. And knocked out of bounds at about the 47. Which is exactly where he had to get for the first down, but I think they're going to say he's shy by about a half yard, so Buffalo's got a punt.
Again, what they're trying to do is here they've got to get down the field so that they have a chance to go. It's 1 was in the middle, there's 1, here's 2, and there's the number 3 guy, and that's exactly what Van Pelt did. The progression, 1, 2, 3, trying to get the first down.
Brian Moorman will punt. Aaron Glenn is back at about the 10-yard line. Top of your screen for the New York Jets. Chad Morton out and injured today. Good punt by Moorman. And Glenn, who has not returned punt since his rookie year in a regular season game. Watches it down at about the 3 on a 46-yard beauty by Brian Moorman, the punter for the Buffalo Bills, as they take Rob Johnson to the locker room for an examination. Obviously, you think about a concussion. The best news is nothing on the neck, no stretcher, walking off under his own power.
And you have to hope that it just scared him as much as anything. You know, the big blow from behind, his body was in an awkward position, being bent over real hard awkwardly.
He was not sacked, but he has been sacked the second most of any quarterback in the NFL.
And Ted Cottrell said, we don't blitz much, but you can rest assured because of what they've done or haven't done on the offensive line, we'll come at him more today.
At the 3, Testaverde stranded. Anderson and Martin in the backfield. A lot of noise in that end of the field. Handoff to Martin, a block by Anderson, and grinding his way out past the 5. On a gain of about 2 yards for Curtis Martin as the first quarter clock runs down. The Jets have capitalized on 3 Buffalo turnovers today, thus 21-6.
Really just kind of a power play here. Anderson's little counter, starts left, comes back to the right side, lead draw kind of play. Not a blow him up play, just give me 2, 3, 4 yards, get a little position out here in case we have to punt from the end zone.
Play clock is at 13. Ball outside the 5. Anderson and Martin in the backfield. 2nd down and 7. Fake handoff. And here comes the pass over Flowers, intended for Anderson and broken up nicely by Keith Newman. The lone returning starter in that front 7 for the Buffalo Bills from last year to today. First quarter comes to a close.
That's the end of the first quarter.
A shocking first quarter with the Jets on top 21-6. Back at Orchard Park, Kevin Harlan, Craig James, Beasley Race. Testaverde has thrown a touchdown pass, but the defense has got to stiffen. As you can see in the second quarter, the Jets have allowed 41. Now 3rd and 7 as we start the second quarter outside the 5 for Vinny Testaverde. Martin in the backfield. Beck, the tight end, is on the move, and Testaverde sprinting out of the pocket with time, fires a pass, and he one-hops his receiver. Incomplete, looking for Kevin Swain as Testaverde scrapes himself off the floor. First 3 and out for the Jets today, all set up by a very good Buffalo punt, which forced the Jets to begin initially at their 3.
And, you know, field position, both these teams really are trying to improve on what they can do with field position. Greg Williams was hoping that his defensive unit would make enough plays to keep the offense pinned down. Keep them down there. Let our offense get the ball back where we have a chance, especially now the fact that Rob Johnson's out of the ball game and you've got your number 2 guy in there. You got to give them all they can.
Tom Tupa, a punt, didn't last week because of an injury. Back punting today in the shadow of his own crossbar. Peerless Price deep back, line drive boot. And with the bounce, it'll be a good one for the Jets. Price could have picked it up. Price could have picked it up, and it's down at the 35-yard line. 59-yard punt. Last week, after a fumble by Buffalo, he didn't run out Dwayne Washington, who went all the way for a touchdown on the return for the Steelers. He just made a second bad move there. 3 Buffalo turnovers, 3 Jets touchdowns, 2 on offense, 1 on defense. After the Jets punt, the first 3 and out of the day from the 36, Buffalo 1st and 10. Reimers in motion. Van Pelt, the quarterback, handoff to Travis Henry, the rookie. And he is drilled on the sideline, hit by Marvin Jones. Marcus Coleman, gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. And a official has fallen down, as you can see, across the way, and got caught up in that tangle. And that is our head linesman, Sanford Rivers, who is up and a bit groggy. And a penalty flag was thrown against the Jets on top of that on that play.
Unnecessary roughness. 58 defense, 15-yard penalty. First down.
58 is James Ferrier, and coming up in the Nextel halftime report, join Jim, Mike, Randy, and Jerry for all the scores, highlights, and latest NFL news. Plus a CBS News update, America Fights Back, all coming up on the Nextel halftime report. So the penalty pushes the ball for the Bills at the Jets 49. Shane Burton in this game, by the way, on the defensive line, has knocked down 2 passes, both by Rob Johnson. And by the way, no word on Johnson yet in the locker room being looked at. Alex Van Pelt, 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Handoff. Oh, and a big hole, a fumble by the rookie, Travis Henry, and retrieved by Peerless Price, who picks it up, vacuums it in inside the Jet 42. We almost saw Buffalo's 4th turnover today.
This is the most difficult thing a running back has to deal with here. A burst up the middle. Travis Henry, you see the burst. Look at the hole here. Look at the great job now. He's got to worry about somebody coming from the side and taking the football away from him on his arms. You have to be aware of people on every side of you. It's a hard thing to learn, but this kid's got a great future in front of him.
Inside the Jet 42, 2nd down and 2. Price is on the move. Henry in the backfield. Henry the call, grabbed by Abraham from behind, but crosses the 35, picks up a Buffalo first down near the 33 on a burst of 7 yards.
Wonder why they haven't had him in the game, because they were so high on him in our meetings.
They brought in Sammy Morris initially, and there was a lot of no huddle, but now that Rob Johnson is out, the no huddle may be out the window because they got Van Pelt in there.
But they're seeing a lot of 8-man fronts right now too, so they better throw the football or they will eventually be stuffed.
Inside the Jet 34, Van Pelt, 1st and 10. Henry in motion, leaving centers by himself in the backfield. Van Pelt Good time across the middle, caught by centers, 31-yard line, grabbed by Mo Lewis. 3-yard gain, setting up 2nd down and 7. Downstairs we go to the field in Beasley Reese.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Actually, some Buffalo Bills fans pulled me over and asked me why Travis Henry wasn't in the game in the first quarter. Well, obviously, the Bills wanted to have that run-pass option by playing Larry Centers. They have also obviously abandoned that, and it looks like it's going to work for him. Travis Henry back in the game. Back to you.
2nd down and 7. Now Philip Crosby has joined Henry in the backfield as the fullback. 2nd down, 7 near the Jet 30. Van Pelt, hands off. Henry again, another hole, and there he goes inside the 20. Breaks a tackle at the 15-yard line of Chris Hayes, and then is brought down at the 12-yard line after a sprint of 18 yards.
I'd say the Buffalo Bills fans have a clue, too, as what they're supposed to do. Look how hard they come up in there. Look at the blocking and the lane. Now, that's 3 big running lanes up the middle. We told you earlier, you mentioned Shane Burton's name a couple of times, but they're not consistent on that Jets 2 technique. The defensive tackles are getting blown out right now on the Jets line.
Mo Lewis made that tackle to the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 for Buffalo. Sammy Morris is in motion. Hand off to Henry. Cuts back. Grab by Abagu. Eric Abagu, and a 2-yard gain. Ferrier also got in there, and Chris Hayes helped out. 2nd down and 8 upcoming from the 10.
The Bills came into the game and they wanted to use the pass to set up the run, but I'm not so sure that they may not want to reverse that trend here, especially the way he's running the ball right now. You need to run the football to set up the pass in Buffalo, just like the Jets have done with Curtis Martin.
So we got Tomlinson at San Diego. We got Henry up in Buffalo. Some pretty good young rookie running backs in the NFL. From the 10, 2nd down and 8. Reamersma on the move. Jets in the 43 look. Van Pelt to the end zone. Blocked, deflected, and incomplete. Sheldon Jackson, the tight end, was near the goal line. And I am assuming the intended guy, as we see Marvin Jones, who is in on that play and has already got 1 interception today.
Again, they're going to come in here. They're going to worry about this play action and what the threat of the run has with it. But I'm not so sure that this is the guy he wants to have. I would have probably slid a little bit more as the tight end to the open spot as opposed to hanging tight with the guy right on me.
Still no word on the injured Rob Johnson. Van Pelt taking his place. 3rd and 8. Moulds is ready. 4 receivers. Centers in the backfield. From the Jet 10. Van Pelt. Good block by Jennings in the end zone. Dropped by the highest paid Buffalo Bill, Eric Moulds. Incomplete. The $40 million wide receiver of the Bills just dropped one.
Yeah, and he gets to the back of the end zone. The ball comes clean right through. Nobody's really in his vision. You just got to finish it up. And you know, he's had a bad separated shoulder, which has hurt him a little bit with his range of motion on his right arm. And I bet that's what it was. His right arm didn't want to come back, and he was thinking about that injury.
And it was thrown in back of him.
Yeah, but that guy makes the catch.
Yes, I agree.
That guy makes that catch.
Jake Arians, 28-yard try as the Jet defense holds Buffalo out of the end zone and only to a 3-point attempt. A good snap and hold, and that kick is good, and 3 more on the board for Greg Williams and his Buffalo Bills, the winless Bills, who trail 21-9.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Original Coors. Nothing beats an original. Your neighborhood 7-Eleven store. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven. And by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Mormon will set the kick off after his teammate Jake Arians just drilled one from 28 yards away. 3 more on the board for the Buffalo Bills. Lavernius Coles deep back for the New York Jets. Wind is still prominent, still very chilly here in Buffalo. And a good boot by Mormon. Coles will leave it in the end zone. And a touchback out to the 20-yard line, so it's 1st and 10 for the New York Jets. Kevin Harlan alongside Craig James. A lot going on in this game.
Man, we had a lot of notes for this game. We've burned them up here in the first quarter and a half. But really, you talk about resiliency in Buffalo's part. Herman Edwards' group, too, the Jets, they've got to come back. They've got offensively to establish the running game. And I think Curtis Martin probably stood on the sidelines and noticed that young Travis Henry running the football. They need to run the football, and the offensive line of the Jets needs to establish control now as well.
Martin and Anderson in the backfield. 20-yard line. It's first down and 10 yards to go for the Jets. Testaverde with a touchdown pass. Martin with the touchdown run. Abraham with a fumble recovery for a touchdown on the defense. Right to work goes Testaverde. Ball batted down, incomplete. Keith Newman was defending in between the intended receiver, Corbett, who has not caught a touchdown or a pass today. The first time, in fact, they've thrown to Corbett today. Incomplete, second down and 10.
And Keith Newman, he might be the best player. This guy drops right back in as soon as he sees what they're doing there. When Anthony Beck comes back out and kind of blocks on him, he knows it's a little quick pass. Then he's now 3 of 7, missed his last 4. Started hot and he's cooled down.
Anderson's a receiver at the top of your screen. Second down 10 from the 20. Blitz may be coming, and here it comes. And the handoff goes to Curtis Martin, who goes up and slithers through it. A loose ball on the play. He was tackled by Aaron Schobel. Are they marking him down? They are. No fumble, 8-yard gain, and up to the 28-yard line. So it'll be third down and a couple to go for the Jets, up 21-9.
You know, one thing with this cool weather, the running backs and the receivers have not had to deal with so far this season is a slick football. You know how it gets whenever it's a little bit cool out here? Something they've got to take into consideration with what they're putting with their gloves on.
Martin, 7 yards a carry today from the 28, third down and 2 for the Jets. Testaverde, a block from Fabini, time to throw. Corbett, first down, he's got it past the 35, out to the 41-yard line. He's a very good third down receiver, picking up 13 yards on 3rd and 2 as Wayne Corbett makes his first catch today.
Vinny Testaverde talks about reading his receivers. When the receivers come across the field, are they driving to keep going? I mean, right now he is running. He is going straight across the field. He got beyond. It was a simple timing process. 1, 2, 3. He got to where he was supposed to be, and Vinny let the ball go on time.
Coles, Corbett, and Hatchett, the wide receivers. Jets 41. First down and 10. Testaverde has to burn one of his timeouts with 8:58 to play before halftime. Saw something he didn't like, and we'll take a break with Vinny and the Jets up 21-9. You may recall earlier our head linesman Sanford Rivers was caught up in a play and was out there for a while. Now he is headed to the locker room. And that is a knee brace that guy there for the Jets is holding. I don't know if they're going to put that on him or not, but nonetheless now, one less official on the field, at least for now. After the Jets timeout, it is 1st and 10. Up near the 41-yard line for Testaverde. Going deep down the side, looking for Hatchett, and it is dropped. Incomplete. 19-yard line, jousting with Chris Watson, who came over in a trade with the Denver Broncos. Pittsburgh beating Cincinnati today, so the Steelers have won 2 in a row. The Giants go to 3-1, and Washington to 0-4. Look at Chicago all over Atlanta. Dick Duran with a good win in the state of Georgia today. Testaverde's numbers, he's thrown a touchdown pass. Still no interceptions, only starting quarterback in the NFL that can boast that. Second down and 10 from the 41. To Martin outside. One-on-one with Hill. Gets by him. Shifting and elusively moving past midfield to the 47-yard line. He gets 13 yards on the play, and Craig, he did it all himself. There was nothing ahead to block the way.
Again, this is the beauty of this offense here. Whenever the quarterback understands what's happening, he drops back, and with his progression and his reads and his timing, gets rid of the ball right now. The guy's running from the side out of the slot. Corbett was covered. He wasn't there. He didn't waste time. He got rid of the ball right now, which gave the running back, Martin, more time to catch it and make his moves.
47 of Buffalo, 1st and 10. Gerald Soule is a receiver at the top of your screen. Martin in the backfield. Went fake to Soule, and then wide open is Coles, who broke a tackle momentarily, then was knocked off his horse by Keon Carpenter. What a nice fake by Vinny Testaverde, giving window dressing and the 22-yard hit and a first down to the Buffalo 26.
Gerald Soule, 33. He's right here. He gets the fake pump to him. The defensive backs came up. Coles kept going deep. and the safety had to come over the top to get there. And Vinny gave him the fist. He looked out at Sal, and he pumped his fist like, hey, man, way to go. That was awesome. Look at this fake here. Woo! He sold it. The secondary bid on it came up. Coles kept going deep.
26-yard line, 1st and 10. Soule remains in the game at the top of your screen. Now he comes in motion. The fake pitch to Martin, and a quick pass to Becht, who dropped 4 passes on Monday night. Breaks a tackle of Hill, rumbling his way inside the 10 and down to the 9. 17-yard pickup for Anthony Becht, a second-year tight end. Beasley Reese downstairs.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. I just got some information from the Bills on quarterback Rob Johnson. He is in the locker room. He will not return for this half. He is being evaluated to see if he can return for the second. I'll give you more when I get it. Back to you.
Thank you. It's 1st and goal to go for the Jets at the Buffalo 9. The last 3 plays for the Jets have produced 13 yards, 21 yards, and 17 yards. From the 9, handoff to Martin. Following Anderson and Coles, who was in there blocking, and somehow he wiggles his way inside the 5 to the 4, picking up 5, 2nd down and goal.
This is where the Jets revert back to what used to work for them in their offense. We asked them, what percentage of the West Coast are you using? Vinny Testaverde said, we're probably using about 30% of our playbook on our old plays. They're really good with the counters, really good with the draws. They kept some of those things in here per Bill Muir, one of their offensive line coaches' suggestion. This is where they get basic here. Run the ball with Curtis.
2nd down goal at the 4, 9th play of the drive, orchestrated by Testaverde. Martin in the backfield. Krebet on the move. Martin right up the middle, barely touched, and a 4-yard touchdown run. His 2nd touchdown today. His 6th of the year. And the Jets lead it 27-9.
It's just a lot of power ball. They were able to separate the 2 defensive tackles. You couldn't see it from that angle right there, but what they did was they took the 2 defensive tackles outside, pushed them out, and the gap control just wasn't there.
4 touchdowns in less than 2 games by Curtis Martin. He had 2 against San Francisco on Monday. Tupa to hold, Dearth to snap it. Hall with the extra point.
Middle of that field, they're really separating the defensive line. The Buffalo Bills not doing a good job of being gap responsible. Nobody was there. Consequences, touchdown Jets.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the U.S. Postal Service. The United States Postal Service is everywhere, so you can be anywhere. And by Gateway, where you've got a friend in the business.
Curtis Martin just had a touchdown run, his 2nd of the day for the New York Jets, who build upon their lead 28-9. That was an impressive-looking drive of 9 plays, 80 yards, and you were wondering, you asked out loud, how will they respond? And that's how they did. John Hall sets to kickoff. Davian Black and Nate Clemens are deep back for the Buffalo Bills. This is the rookie from the 7, Clemens. It's a block from Black. Up the side, chased by Mickens. Got another block on the play from Spoon, his linebacker. And out to the 40-yard line on a return of 33 yards. A good one for the rookie. Tuesday on CBS, attorney Nick Fallon is a master of the corporate wars. Now that he's been sentenced to defend his children, his toughest battles aren't about money. And it's an all-new episode of The Guardian. Tuesday, right here on CBS. Kevin Harlan, Craig James, Beasley Reese. Brad Van Pelt with a 3 of 5 display since taking the place of the injured Rob Johnson. Handoff to Henry. Again, he finds room up the middle. And this is so reminiscent of what San Francisco did Monday in the Meadowlands against the Jets' run defense. A 16-yard carry down to the 43-yard line of the Jets. The rushing defense of the Jets has been horrible.
Well, and especially last week, when you look at the numbers they gave up to the 49ers, now you get a chance to figure out exactly what's going on over here. I mean, that's bad. Last in the NFL. And in that particular play there, Halsey comes around. They're just dominating the inside part of the Jets' defensive line.
97 yards on the ground today. 1st and 10 outside the Jet 43 for the Bills. Fake handoff. Van Pelt throws outside. Caught knee high by Centers. Hit by Marvin Jones and knocked out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. A 9-yard pickup on 1st down.
Again, that's the secondary receiver in this play here. He had 2 deeper route options for them, and he got rid of the ball, showing you the experience that Van Pelt has with reading and running the West Coast offense. They're going to come down deep and get way outside here. And if you can hold it right here, you can see 1, 2. This is the number 3 guy going to the flat, and that's exactly what they do to get him the ball. Nice job by Van Pelt.
2nd down 1. Bills at the Jet 34. Alex Van Pelt right on the money, and it's caught by Peerless Price inside the Jet 20. Down to the 16-17-yard line. A pickup of 16 yards. And 31-year-old Alex Van Pelt right on the numbers.
Oh, yes, but Peerless Price, you know, you busted him pretty hard earlier a while ago, but he came 1, 2, 3, drive hard back to the inside, and the timing, we showed you in the pregame here, timing is imperative in this offense before it can be precise, and that was good job by Van Pelt and by the receiver Price.
Inside the 18, 1st down and 10. Here comes Travis Henry. Grabbed around the ankles by Ferrier and brought down near the 12. And a gain of about 6. This kid looks quick.
Okay, we're really praising Travis Henry here, but the Buffalo Bills offensive line has been blasted week in and week out with injuries, and therefore the fans, the coaching staff has said we're terrible in the offensive line. Give credit to this unit right here for coming out playing well right now.
Henry carries 62 yards. Bill Conati ready to snap it to Alex Van Pelt. 2nd down and 3 inside the 12. Handoff to Henry. Grabbed by Chris Hayes in the secondary. Gets a 1st down inside the 6-yard line of the New York Jets. So Buffalo 1st and goal to go.
They got it going on right now, as they may say in the locker room. I mean, they're running the ball, they're throwing the ball. Van Pelt in total charge of what's going on. And when you look at the number right here, I mean, 7.8, and that's, again, like Beasley was saying a while ago, the fans are wondering, where has Travis Henry been? Well, where's the offensive line and Henry been? They've showed up here in the 2nd quarter.
Price and Molds, the wide receivers from the Jet 6, 1st and goal. It's Henry with a block by Centers, and Travis Henry is inside the 5, albeit barely, getting a yard. 2nd down goal. Ferrier on top of him.
This is where a weapon like Larry Centers really comes into play for you. We saw the Jets earlier utilize Richie Anderson out of the I formation to play action pass, the touchdown to Anderson. That's the same type of thing that you need to worry about. You saw Ted Cottrell, the defensive coordinator. He's aware of what they have. Centers isn't in the game right now, but he's aware of all of the options that they have with Larry Centers in the game, and he's been concerned about it.
And approaching the 2-minute warning, which is where we are right now. Alex Van Pelt in place of the injured Rob Johnson, leading the Bills downfield. Next till halftime. Up next with Jim and Gang, scores and highlights, plus a CBS News update. America Fights Back. All next in the Nextel halftime report. Buffalo and the Jets were at the 2-minute warning of the 1st half. Buffalo took over at their own 40 with about 5:49 left to play right now in the midst of a 7-play drive. They've got it 2nd down and goal at the 5 as you take a look at Greg Williams, who has not won his first head coaching job in the NFL. Bills came in 0-3. Jets 1-2, both losing last week. The Jets have capitalized on Buffalo turnovers, scoring their first 21 points on Buffalo miscues. Alex Van Pelt for the injured Rob Johnson. 2nd down, goal at the 5. The pitch out to Henry. A block from Sheldon Jackson, the tight end, and a tackle is made by Marvin Jones after a meager gain of 1. 3rd and goal at about the 4.
Hey, that's just man on man. That's football right there, where a linebacker like Marvin Jones in the middle says, hey, you're a young guy and you're nowhere near as big as me. I can get over to you if you don't get there in a hurry. That is physical football, and they did exactly on defense what they're looking for. Get the linebackers to run and make the plays.
See what Ted Cottrell's got up his sleeve. Longtime Buffalo assistant, now the defensive coordinator for the Jets. 3rd and goal at the 4 for Van Pelt. To the air, to the end zone. Touchdown, Jay Riemersma. His first of the season. And reserve quarterback Alex Van Pelt has just thrown his first touchdown pass since 1997. Now he's going to try for 2. Molds on the move. Rookie Travis Henry in the backfield. Van Pelt to a 3rd option. Deflected, incomplete. So the Buffalo Bills have missed 2 extra point tries. One on a pass and a bobbled snap to that guy, the holder Riemersma, and then a 2-point try here on a pass to Riemersma.
Look at his footwork. Boom, right there. As soon as he got that right foot on that deal, 3 steps and let it go. Riemersma comes from the left side. And again, the timing, the precision of this offense. It is a must that you get rid of the football. Very impressed here. Look at him over on the left side, how he gets in there, get your head around, turn around, the ball's coming. And the discipline of Riemersma of getting across 1 yard deep, turn around.
8 plays, 60-yard drive, 4.5 minutes off the 2nd quarter clock. And now it's 28-15 with 1:18 to play. Jets have 2 timeouts remaining and Buffalo has 1. Thursday on CBS, the #1 show on television returns for an all-new adventure in one of the world's most dangerous places. See it from the start and find out who will be the first one voted off. Survivor Africa. Premieres Thursday at 8, 7 Central right here on CBS.
Well, we may vote the first NFL team off this year would be the Redskins, I guess.
Might be. They're 0-4, losing to the Giants today. After the touchdown pass to Riemersma and the failed 2-point try, Mormon will kick off for the Buffalo Bills. Lavernius Coles from about the 3-yard line for the Jets. A flank, he follows, hit by Clemens, grabbed by Kenyatta Wright and brought down. Good special teams. Deshaun Polk getting off that pile as well for the Buffalo Bills.
Both offenses have answered the challenge. The Jets went down 80 yards and scored. The Bills came back, they scored. Now one of these defenses at some point has to step up and make a play. The Jets defense has made a few plays today. The Bills, they have not.
Again, the Jets with a couple timeouts at their 18-yard line. 1st down and 10. A look at Sean Price on the defense of Buffalo. Martin in the backfield. 1 tight end, 3 receivers for Vinny Testaverde. Draw play, Martin. He finds room up the middle, breaking tackles. And up the middle he goes, and tackled by Travaris Tillman at the 33. 14-yard run by Curtis Martin. Over 8,000 yards in his terrific career. 1st and 10. From the 33. Look at the time for Testaverde. Becks with the leaping grab and a 2-yard pickup and out of bounds at the 35, stopping the clock. Jets with 2 timeouts. Beck has now made 2 receptions after dropping 4 last week on Monday night.
And Vinny told us, Testaverde said he went into a meeting with him, just told him in practice, relax. Just let your body and your athletic ability work for you. You don't have to press. And they have a lot of confidence. Specifically, Testaverde has a lot of confidence in Beck.
2nd down 8, shy of the 35. Anderson at the top of your screen as a receiver. Martin in the backfield. Anderson in motion. Handoff to Martin. Gets a block from Krebet, then ran into Krebet. And Antoine Winfield makes the grab on Martin after a 5-yard gain up to the 40-yard line. Clock continuing to go. Bills have 1 timeout. Choose not to stop the clock. Martin today 92 yards. 3rd down, short, 3 yards to go. 1st down reception made by Richie Anderson. He's got a touchdown reception today, stopping the clock at 21 seconds. And so surgically, Testaverde working his way downfield, using the clock well and the sideline well.
Well, what happens here in this West Coast offense, the one thing that can stop or slow down the offense is what they call dialing the coverage, really mixing it up. And when you're in a 2-minute offense here, you have to stay basic and plain, usually a cover 2, and you know what to expect when you drop back.
4 receivers, 1st and 10, handoff to Martin. Big hole, big block. Jenkins gave him one downfield inside the Buffalo 40. Timeout by the Jets. They've got 1 remaining. A 17-yard gain to the Buffalo 38-yard line.
A 30-second timeout.
It's almost like the Bills are so concerned with the pass that the defensive line is rushing up the field and just forgetting that Curtis Martin 2 or 3 times on this particular series running right past them.
Timeout taken, and Saturday CBS Sports presents Home Depot SEC football. Number 13 South Carolina, a winner yesterday against Arkansas. Next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern time. Right here on CBS, preceded by college football today. Timmy B, Timmy Brando, Spencer Tillman.
How about Lou Holtz's team, South Carolina? I think they're number 9 in the AP poll.
Are they? 13 on one poll, number 9 on the other.
One,
wow.
Sweet Lou.
Jets took over at their own 18 with 1:18 left. 6th play of the drive, assembling at the Buffalo 38. And a 1st and 10. Anderson and Martin in the backfield. Testaverde handing off to Martin again. And still he picks up 5 yards after he is brought down by Bryce Fisher. And a timeout taken here.
Timeout.
The final one burned by the New York Jets.
Timeout. 30-second timeout.
Ball spotted at the 34. You take a look at Herman Edwards. One of the problems, there's some rain or some moisture coming down for the first time today. I assume it's drizzling.
My hands are in my pockets. It's cold. I started blowing smoke up here in the booth.
One problem the Jets have had, and I can see it on our lens, one problem the Jets have had in the eyes of many people that cover this team, the lack of emotion, the lack of passion that is so much a part of what Herman Edwards is.
They won't lack for it very long because of Herman Edwards. And he did something unique. Last Thursday, he had his team get together and they watched tape. He had the offense watch the defense and all the good plays and things they were doing there. And the defense watched the offense. And normally you don't have time to really check out what your other unit's doing. He doesn't want this to be a 3-unit group. He wants to have a team. And the Jets players said, you know, they left that meeting pretty darn impressed with what everybody else was doing out there.
34-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Marcus Coleman has checked in. He is a defensive back, but now he's a receiver, and he's a slot guy on the right side. So as time winding down, they go downfield and they look for the receiver Hatchett. It was dropped by Travaris Tillman. And what is interesting about Marcus Coleman, he caught a long touchdown pass last season as a wide receiver against the Buffalo Bills, ironically enough. And they tried it one more time. But Herman Edwards has to be thrilled with his first half.
A lot of execution there for sure.
Downstairs we go to Beasley Reese.
Thanks a lot. I'm with Coach Herman Edwards. Herman, you should be pleased with the first half, I would assume.
Well, we got to sell the run down on defense. They hit us on some big openers here the last couple minutes and went down and scored pretty fairly easy. So I think offensively we've done some pretty good things. And defensively, we've been spotty. You know, we made a couple plays, but we got to stop the run. I mean, obviously, we didn't do a good job of that.
Is there any theme or something you're going to give them at the halftime to fire them up as they come back out?
Well, I think we have to keep playing, and obviously we have to score some more points. And I think defensively, we have to get this run settled down.
All right, Coach. Congratulations. Back upstairs, guys.
Thank you, Beasley. Testaverde with the touchdown pass. Curtis Martin with 2 touchdown runs. Buffalo 3 costly turnovers. 28-15, the Jets at halftime.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Direct Connect Halftime Report. Nextel, get right through.
Come on back in, friends, to the Nextel Halftime Report. Jim Nance from our NFL Today studios in New York with Mike Ditka, Randy Cross, Jerry Glanville, and a little East Coast offense here, Randy, by the Jets today. Forget that West Coast offense. Back to the basics with Martin over 100 yards.
Remember how embarrassing that Monday night game was and the way the 49ers ran on the Jets? Well, the Jets are returning the favor to Buffalo. Craig James in Buffalo has got to love this running game he's watching right now by the New York Jets.
All right, a little theme developing here. Running backs who did not begin the season as starters coming up big today, including Mike Anderson for the Broncos. He's over 100 yards. Denver and Kansas City.
But here's a 2-back formation, something they didn't try a week ago much. Makes it cut back. gets his giddy-up going, but he steps out of bounds on the 4. The officials miss it, and they give him a 62-yard touchdown run.
Give him the touchdown.
Watch this. Where's the old backup? Touchdown. No good.
It was not reviewed. They ruled it a touchdown.
He's out. He's out. Come on, Jim.
No, please. All right, meanwhile, Seattle backup running back Sean Alexander, Mike.
Well, he's having a big day, but I tell you, he takes it from here. They don't lose much with him in the game, and Dilfer's playing very, very well.
They're the Super Bowl winning quarterback directing them. He's got 167 passing yards. And how about the Raiders and Cowboys? As Rich Gannon hit Jerry Rice for a touchdown in this one. Green Bay, Tampa Bay. Favre pick, run back the other way for a score later. 67 yards Favre to Schrader, 7-7 at halftime. Earlier today, Tennessee matched its loss total of a year ago, 0-3. The Ravens got over 100 yards from Terry Allen.
They dominated them totally. Allen played great in the game, showed a lot of quickness for an older back, but here's what they needed. They needed big plays on offense. Elvis Burbank gives them one right here. Quadri Ismail, 78 yards and a TD, and these guys are for real.
Who threw that ball, Coach? Elvis.
You love Elvis.
He's back.
Elvis anybody. Hey, by the way, the Ravens are tied for the lead in their division with Cleveland. The Browns win it with 1:15 to go.
Check out Butch Davis' young quarterback Tim Couch right here. Hits Kevin Johnson for the winning touchdown. Woo. Butch Davis has got these guys believing.
Right, how about the Steelers? A day of history. They open Heinz Field, and Jerome Bettis goes over 10,000 yards, career rushing, 14th player to do so.
They stopped the game. They give him the game ball. The official gives him a head slap. But everybody ran the football today against Cincinnati. Here's Cordell Stewart on a quarterback draw. He bobs, he weaves, he stretches. Touchdown.
He's in.
273 yards rushing.
Miami beats the Patriots for the 5th straight time. Lamar Smith.
In the Battle of the Smith Boys, Lamar wins 144 yards rushing. Touchdown. Here's a touchdown, 7-yard run. Bounces outside. He is having a great season.
Hey, the Giants found themselves tied in the 4th quarter with the Redskins before pulling away, Randy.
Well, they pulled away because they had the ball for 36 minutes of this game. Here, Kerry Collins going to roll right and throw this touchdown pass to Dan Montgomery. But I'll tell you, Dan Campbell, I'm sorry, but the Washington Redskins were 0 for 11 on 3rd down. That doomed them.
Hey, the Cardinals end a 9-game losing streak. 4th and 10 at Philadelphia. Jake the Snake, he beats them again in the 4th quarter.
Fake pump with the safety, put the ball in the corner. Great run after the catch, and we get the holler. Cardinals win! Cardinals win!
Say it again.
Cardinals win!
5th time Plummer has led a 4th quarter comeback against the Eagles. And how about Marty Booker? Throws a touchdown, catches one. The Bears are 2-1, Mike.
Yeah, I predicted this earlier in the week. Here they go with a little trick play, but they really didn't need this. They dominated the Falcons. They shut them out on defense, and they played very good, solid offense against them.
And the Saints hand the Vikings their 3rd loss. Williams over 100 yards. John Carney, 5 field goals, including a 50-yarder. And the defense came up big.
Wow, the Saints got a little revenge for that playoff loss last year. Darren Howard strips Dante Culpepper, and Chris Oldham picks this up and runs it in. Gave him a 25-7.
Who was that running it in?
Chris Oldham.
Looks like Sammy Knight.
Not at all.
It's Chris Oldham. Trust me. And the Saints avenged that playoff loss in the divisional round to the Vikings last January. Due to the world events, the Emmy Awards will not take place this evening. Here is the lineup. It begins with a special 2-hour edition of 60 Minutes featuring the latest developments in the counterattack on terrorism. Then Everybody Loves Raymond, King of Queens, and CSI. That's all coming up tonight right here on CBS. Coming up next, though, an news insert from Dan Ruther of CBS News. Thanks for being with us on the Nextel Halftime Report.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Direct Connect Halftime Report. Nextel, get right through.
This is Dan Rather with the latest at this hour. The waiting is over and the first attacks inside Afghanistan are well underway. U.S. and British forces launching 50 cruise missiles. First to be hit were the airport and other military sites in Kabul, with efforts to avoid civilian concentrations. Command and control centers and al-Qaeda terror training camps also were targeted. Defense Secretary Rumsfeld said terrorists are the only target.
To say that these attacks are in any way against Afghanistan or the Afghan people is flat wrong.
Defense Secretary Rumsfeld. Osama bin Laden said the United States will not live in peace until there's peace in the Middle East and until U.S. troops leave Saudi Arabia. He said that in a videotape that apparently was made before today's attacks but after the September 11th attacks. Earlier, President Bush spoke from the White House.
In this conflict, there is no neutral ground. If any government sponsors the outlaws and killers of innocents, they have become outlaws and murderers themselves. And they will take that lonely path at their own peril.
Other headlines: British, French, and German leaders back today's attacks and those to follow. Bombs and bread. The Allied airdrop of food to the Afghan people is about to be started. The planes are already in the air. And tonight's Emmy Awards on CBS have been canceled. That's the latest news at this hour.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Direct Connect Halftime Report. Nextel, get right through.
An impressive first half by the New York Jets, who lead the Buffalo Bills 28-15. Kevin Harlan alongside Craig James. First half thoughts.
Well, I think, the one thing that you got to look at is the Jets running game. 135 yards on the ground. They've already had their best offensive output rushing this season. So the Bills they'll have to gear up if they're going to stop that run.
On offense, they won't have Rob Johnson because he was knocked out in the first half on this play by Mo Lewis.
Just an awkward position again. I mean, Rob hopefully is going to be okay, but they do have the luxury of Alex Van Pelt understanding this system offensively as well, or better than Rob Johnson. So that if Travis Henry continues to run the ball, that's going to make Van Pelt's job a lot easier.
So here we go, beginning the second half. Nate Clemens inside the 10-yard line for the Bills. Hit, brought down. Jason Glenn, the brother of Aaron Glenn, makes the tackle. 17-yard gain on the return up near the 26-yard line and through our first half. Here are the numbers.
And that one right there, that's all you need to see right there. The 3 turnovers, the points off of the turnovers, 21 points. So therefore, I mean, everything else is pretty even, time of possession included. But what really needs to happen here, the Buffalo Bills defense in this half will have to match what the Jets defense did in the first half.
Numbers for Van Pelt. Centers and Henry in the backfield, 1st and 10. 26-yard line. Quick count, across the middle, knocked down. Again, in the middle, that's Shane Burton, and that is unofficially his 3rd batted down pass today, one of which was deflected and turned into a turnover for Marvin Jones and the Jets.
He was laughing too. He knows he probably hadn't touched the ball 3 times in his career.
Well, I'll take that back. Or you should take that back. He has blocked 6 field goals.
Oh, way to set me up, huh? Did you know that?
No.
Huh?
You said it, I didn't. Wow. 2nd down and 10.
Well, okay, passes. How about passes?
It's Travis. Now that I can't tell you. Travis Henry spins and rolls for 4 out to the 30-yard line. Yeah, he's blocked 6 field goals in his NFL career. As you take a look at Shane Burton, Miami 3 years, 2 years Chicago, 2nd year with the Jets. 1 career interception, but 3 batted down passes today, one of which resulted in a Jet interception. Not bad. That's a season's worth of work for a lot of guys.
Absolutely. That's why he was smiling.
30-yard line, 3rd down and 6 for Alex Van Pelt. Centers in the backfield. Van Pelt fires downfield, and it's caught by Peerless Price, and there he goes. It's a foot race, being chased by Glenn amongst the fastest Jets, but he's not going to catch him. A 70-yard touchdown reception. And the Buffalo Bills are back in business. That is a career-long 70-yard touchdown reception. And a career-long touchdown pass by Alex Van Pelt, who has thrown his first touchdown passes today since 1997. Arians' extra point is in.
He looks to the left first, and then he goes back. This is the number 2 guy coming over to the right side, Peerless Price. 4 missed tackling again by the New York Jets. It doomed them last week with 18 missed tackles. It does again here, and Alex Van Pelt reads and gets it to the right guy.
It was New York 21-6. 3 Buffalo touchdown passes, 2 by Alex Van Pelt, and moments ago, 70 yards to Peerless Price, who had a couple of questionable plays over the last 2 games, has come back in a big way. And now the deficit is just 6 for Buffalo. And the ensuing kickoff by Mormon. A line drive. Lavernius Coles. Hit by Clemens, spins out of his grasp and brought down by Sammy Morris, a reserve running back. A 30-yard return. A Jet player is down. They'll mark the ball at about the 40-yard line. Nope, make it the 37. And Dearth, reserve tight end, up slowly. Downstairs to Beasley Reese.
All right, thanks, guys. I got the definitive word on Bills quarterback Rob Johnson. He has a pinched nerve in his neck. He's in the locker room. He will not return, but at least he's watching a real good football game. Back to you.
And Rob Johnson thought it was safe when Doug Flutie left. Now there's Van Pelt to contend with.
Bada boom.
37-yard line, 1st and 10 for Testaverde, who throws a low pass. Vacuumed in by Lavernius Coles, close to a 1st down. 10 yards as it stands right now, up to the 47-yard line.
Again, this is really when you start talking about the way they transfer and the way they get guys to come out and release and to find the people. When you can see him here, he's going over here. They've got to pinch. They've got to squeeze in here. They've got to get over and recognize what's going on. They're way too loose in their structure right there.
Richie Anderson is in, receiver at the top of your screen outside the Jet 47. Kevin the Wise sets up. 1st down and 10. Martin in the backfield. Over 100 yards rushing today. And here he goes. A Fabini block. And a tackle by Pat Williams and a meager gain of 2. Setting up 2nd down and 8. Also a nice play turned in there by Jay Foreman. That is the son of the legendary NFL running back Chuck Foreman with the Minnesota Vikings. A tie between the Baywatch, Green Bay, and Tampa Bay. Cleveland winning today 3-1 for Butch Davis.
And came from behind to do it. I don't think the dog pound is dead anymore. Dog pound is after him.
Miami is 3-1. Handling the Pats easily. 2nd down and 8. From the 48-yard line. Fake handoff by Testaverde. A block by Fabini. Time to throw and a pass dropped by Becht. Coverage by Rayon Hill. And Becht kind of gave him a mule kick there. Did you see him kind of kick him at the end of that play? Incomplete pass.
And again, Rayon Hill, they say maybe is one of the 2 best players they have on defense. If he's going across the middle like that, Hill that time recognized, found him, and locked up. 2 or 3 plays earlier, they were loose on the receivers. That was good recognition.
And there was a little bit of a shove there at the end of that play. Becht now has dropped 5 passes in less than 2 games.
Why not a horse kick? Why'd you say a mule kick?
3rd down and 8. Jets at the 48. Testaverde fires down the middle, incomplete. Looking for the diving Matthew Hatchett, the ex-Viking. Incomplete pass. And Buffalo holds the Jets. And you feel a momentum swing here as the Jets prepare to punt.
The most enthusiasm we've heard from the Bills fans, certainly in this game, and maybe they've had throughout the season. They've sensed right now that their defense has a little bit of the disruption with the timing of the offense going on. They got to keep it going.
2 and a punt. A lot of punters have come and gone for the Jets early this season. Off the side of his foot at the 16-yard line, Peerless Price getting a block by Deshaun Polk. A flag has been thrown as he twirls his way to the 33. 35-yard punt, 16-yard return. And that is a penalty on the Buffalo Bills. I think we're hearing more than we want to hear from the sideline.
And certainly number 26 is hearing more than he wants to hear.
Yes, that's Antoine Winfield.
I know.
During the kick, holding 26 of the return team. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
So Rob Johnson is out. Alex Van Pelt has come in, thrown 2 touchdown passes, and his Bills close to the Jets, down 28-22.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Jeep, makers of Grand Cherokee, Wrangler, and the all-new Jeep Liberty. IBM, taking e-business and your business to the next level. And by Domino's Pizza. Hit the door, it's Domino's.
We are in the prime days of color here in the Buffalo area. Erie County. Kevin Harlan, Craig James, Beasley Reese. Outside the 7-yard line toward the 8, Alex Van Pelt sets up first down and 10. Handoff to Henry. Grabbed by Abraham and ridden down with a late hit thrown in there by Green. 6-yard run, second down and 4 upcoming. Markham at the 24. And tonight on CBS, join us for a special 2-hour edition of 60 Minutes from 7 to 9 Eastern. Then at 9, Everybody Loves Raymond, followed by The King of Queens at 9:30. Then stay tuned for CSI at 10 Eastern tonight. It's a very fluid situation, obviously, in the Middle East. CBS will cover that in toto tonight. Second down and 4. Larry Centers grabbed and brought down by James Ferrier for no gain. It'll be 3rd and 4.
The way that they've been playing with the offensive line and the center and the 2 guards, trying to go wide, I guess you'd have to maybe think that Mike Shepard, the offensive coordinator, was thinking that with Larry Centers in there, they may get a personnel change and get an opportunity outside. But Travis Henry, it'd be hard-pressed to not put it in his hands.
He looked good, didn't he?
Yes, he does.
3rd down and 4 just outside the Bills' 14-yard line. Empty backfield for Alex Van Pelt. 4 receivers deployed. Across the middle, incomplete. Defense by Aaron Glenn. No yellow on the field. 4th down and 4 to go. And so the Jets defense holds the Buffalo offense in what was a much-needed defensive stand. The Bills have got a punt.
Well, and they'd had a field goal and 2 touchdowns in their previous 3. They're running little 3-yard routes right here, and they're hooking up. I mean, that's a terrible job by the routes on the Bills' part. I mean, that wouldn't even have got a first down on it. I just think that was poor execution. It was almost like they had a mental lapse with their execution for that series.
Brian Moorman will punt. Deep back, Aaron Glenn along with Lavernius Coles in and around the 50-45 yard line. Setting up the return. High hanging punt. Glenn taking the place of the injured Chad Morton from the 41. Polk, and a ball is loose, and it's a fumble on the play. And they scramble for it at the 45. Deshaun Polk is the man who initially made the contact. And then Carpenter was in there. And the Jets, and now we get the confirmation from the field. The Jets have recovered their own fumble, even though Lance Brown was right there covering. 46-yard punt, 5-yard return. Jets get the ball back. Jets led at one time 21-6. Buffalo has come back, even though their starting quarterback, Rob Johnson, is out. Alex Van Pelt has come in with a couple touchdown passes. The Jets now get it after the Buffalo punt. 42-yard line for Testaverde. The pitch out goes to Curtis Martin. Cuts back against the grain and is ridden down by Newman along with Bryce Fisher for a gain of 5, bringing up 2nd down and 5 from the 47.
That's really hard to do when you fake a ball to the middle and you pitch it out there hoping to get everybody wide, and he's still able to come back to the middle where everybody was supposed to have gone. And he picks up 4 or 5 yards.
Look at Curtis Martin's day. 3-time Pro Bowler, 1,000-yard rushing every season as a pro. 2nd down 5, shy of the Jet 47. Testaverde wants Quebec to go out wider, and he does. You see the play call. 3 receivers for Testaverde, 3-step trot, quick throw, caught by Coles. Has the first down to the Buffalo 41, grabbed by Brandon Spoon. A 13-yard gain for Lavernius Coles, who continues to make an imprint on this offense.
Well, you know, he's really known as a speed guy, and everybody talks about how fast he is, but the way he comes back across the middle, this will really elevate him to a different level as a wide receiver if you can make those kind of catches. For the day, 4 catches, 59 yards, and they're all tough balls that he's catching.
Anderson and Martin in the backfield. Buffalo 40, 1st and 10 for Vinny Testaverde, who's got a touchdown pass today. Handoff to Martin, end around to Coles. 2nd time we've seen it from him today. Chased by Flowers, fumbles the ball, it's loose. And it looks like the Jets have smothered it. They have, near the 40. Second end around to Coles we've seen today, in addition to his 4 receptions.
And Jay Foreman may have saved a touchdown on this play. The weak side linebacker, Foreman, sniffs it out back here. Here he is right over here. You can see when he's at the top of the screen over here, he stays there. Watch how hard 55 Foreman fights to keep the ball back to the inside and allow his pursuit to get there. That was a remarkable individual effort on his part.
Second down 11, shy of the Buffalo 40. Martin by himself in the backfield. Anderson the slot receiver. And now the motion man. Pitch out to Martin. With a block from Thomas. He's inside the 35 and tackled by Tyrone Robertson, a rookie, number 92, after a gain of 10 at the Buffalo 32-yard line.
And they guessed wrong, or the Jets guessed right. One, look up here, how he comes over to the backside here. Rayon Hill, he's playing like Blaine Bishop did for the Titans and Jerry Gray when he was there. He comes up, they guess wrong. Curtis Martin goes to the right side. They get the guard and the tackle outside, and they've got one more blocker than they have defenders on that play.
31-yard line. It's third down and 1. 2 tight ends in. Anderson and Martin in the backfield. Becht in motion. Handoff to Martin. Oh, and he's brought down and swallowed by Pat Williams, who devours Martin. And the defense of the Bills forces the Jets to punt. Nice play by Pat Williams, taking the place of Ted Washington.
Big guy comes inside. That's a good point you make there. He's the man that has become vocal. He's only a 4-year player. He's become a guy in the huddle that they can look towards. They said this is the guy that has to step up for us. He's one of our, quote, old guys on this team. We have to depend on him. Said last week he finally showed up. The first 2 weeks he was non-existent. Now he's here making plays.
And because he threw him for a loss, he effectively knocked the Jets out of field goal range, and so Tupa's got a punt. Clemens deep back. They'll try to. It's going to be signaled for a fair catch. The Jets let it bounce around and they down it with Henderson at the, let's see, 17-yard line, a 23-yard punt.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. And by the HP PhotoSmart digital camera. How will you use it?
Curtis Martin with 2 rushing touchdowns today. 28-22 Jets, who just punted to the Buffalo Bills, who now have it at their 17. First down and 10. Even Elvis is enjoying it here.
Glanville would be glad to know that he's here.
Alex Van Pelt taking the place of the injured Rob Johnson. Pump fake. And he is hit as he throws. Incomplete. A late flag was thrown in. Mo Lewis there again. He is the one who knocked Johnson out back in the first half. And the penalty flag thrown by Ron Winter's crew. Yep, and it's on the New York Jets, and I am assuming on Mo Lewis. They didn't flag him the first time when he knocked Rob Johnston out of the game.
Personal foul. Blow to the head of the quarterback. Number 95 defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
And Johnson, by the way, is in the locker room watching this game right now, being looked after.
And the officials have elephant-sized memory. They know that they probably didn't make a call on Lewis when they hit Rob Johnson, and he gets it this time here. They're going to protect the quarterback. I think it was the second guy there. I thought Lewis was maybe okay, but it was the second guy who came in there and busted him.
First down, 32-yard line. Handoff goes to Travis Henry with the 2 tight end set. He twirls for 1 to the 33. It'll be second down and 9. Defense has kind of been the calling card for both teams in the second half.
And we said the Bills needed to finally step in and get the plays. They needed to make some plays there. The defense of the Buffalo Bills had not matched what the Jets had done. Although now the Jets defense has to find out a way here where they can come in there and really make a play on the running game.
33-yard line, second down and 9 for Alex Van Pelt. With the handoff, gets by Abagu. Henry, and then wrapped up by Aaron Glenn. Another flag has been thrown. Glenn played that well. This is against the Bills. 5:51 to play in the third quarter. A lot has gone on in this game, Craig.
Yes, it has, and a lot of defensive adjustments.
Holding. Number 70. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
I mean, they're really, both coaches are hoping right now that their defensive units will rise to the occasion. Herman Edwards has to get a smarter defensive performance out there. Late hits to the quarterback won't get it done. The Buffalo Bills defense, they've got to have better gap control and responsibilities when they go on the field, because we're seeing right now both offenses are making some plays.
Second down 19 is upcoming. And I think they walked off the wrong number of yards. They did. So they go now to the 23-yard line with the spot. We think they're there huddling again. I think the 23 is right.
Certainly they don't want to embarrass the replacement officials.
No.
And walk it off wrong, right?
Yeah, we saw that a couple times in week 1. Now second down and 19. Centers in the backfield. Van Pelt with 3 receivers. Outside for Moulds. Moulds was moving this way. The pass went that way, and a late flag is tossed.
Guy's getting a workout out.
He is. 3 Buffalo touchdown passes today. 2 by Van Pelt, 1 by Rob Johnson.
There is no infraction on the play. The block in question was legal. Third down.
Follow all the games on NFL.com, and after the games, get in-depth analysis and recaps from the experts only at NFL.com or AOL, keyword NFL.com. Kevin Harlan, Craig James, Beasley Reese in Buffalo.
The Bills had 3 really good series in a row offensively. In the last 2, they've just fallen back. Their concentration level, the continuity of the play calling has dropped off. I don't understand what's going on.
23-yard line, 3rd and 19 for Van Pelt. A block by the rookie Jennings. But down he goes. He may have even tripped over his own feet. As you can see, Sean Ellis in there crawling. I was blocked out. I couldn't tell if he was tripped up or if he tripped over his own feet as he was trying to move out of the pocket.
Broken play regardless. And one of the things you need to know here is that the Bills offense, and talking to Mike Shepard, their coordinator, he says many times if he has success on one play with this offense, he won't come back to it maybe for weeks. He doesn't want to give any kind of repetitiveness to the formations and the routes. So, you know, sometimes you got to maybe go back to the old bucket a time or two if it's working.
Van Pelt tripped over the heel of Reuben Brown, thus falling, thus forcing a punt. Second straight 3 and out for the Buffalo Bills. Aaron Glenn drifting back to the 27. Grabbed and taken down nicely by Bills special teams player Chris Watson. It comes from the Broncos and now plays for Buffalo. 56-yard punt, 4-yard return. Feels like winter here in Buffalo today from the 32-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go after the Buffalo Bills punt. Testaverde takes over. Corbett on the move. Handoff to Martin. A block by Malai. Look at the elusive Curtis Martin. Dances way past the 40 for 9. And he's out to the 41-yard line with a sizable gain. He now has 135 yards on the ground today. He's been great.
I'll tell you right now, the team that wins this ball game, both teams have 23 rushing attempts each after that carry there. Whichever team rushes the ball more in this ball game here right now will win this game.
We've seen so much go on. Touchdown passes by Rob Johnson and Alex Van Pelt. 1 by Vinny Testaverde. 2 rushing touchdowns by Curtis Martin. Second down and 1 right now. Outside the New York Jet 40-yard line. The fake to Martin. Good time for Testaverde. Fires a pass, and it's caught for a first down to the 42-yard line. And grabbed by Lavernius Coles. 18-yard pickup, his 5th reception of the day.
And watch here. What you're going to see here is Corbett is the guy who's going to go deep as the decoy. He's going to come back to the inside. Coles is the guy that normally is the speed guy who's going to go deep. A tremendous job of confusing the Bills secondary here. They're expecting the opposite.
77 yards and 5 catches for Coles. 41 of Buffalo and a 1st and 10 for Vinny. Corbett in motion. Testaverde again with the pocket crumbling. Throws almost picked off by Rayon Hill. who has never picked off a pass in his career. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10 to Beasley Reese on the field.
All right, guys, you remember in our meetings, Herman Edwards at number 28. Curtis Martin is our best player. We got to get him the ball a lot. They are doing that. And also, he talked about running the ball 27 times, passing it 27 times. Craig James, you said they've run it 23, both teams, so they are right on pace. Back to you.
Right, and Beasley, they also said that they want to complete about 60% of their passes because this is a short passing game and high efficiency rate.
2nd down 10 from the Buffalo 41. Anderson in motion. A block by Martin and a pass right across the middle. Caught by Krebet. Oh, he gets a wonderful block from Becht, and he's on the 5 and down at the 4. And a flag is thrown late, probably a face mask against Keon Carpenter. Nice gain for Krebet. 37-yard gain. And they are figuring out the flag with the huddle at the 5.
The Jets aren't afraid to call the same play more than once because Krebet has come across the middle low, dragging like that a few times.
Krebet has 2 catches today.
Personal foul. Grasping the face mask. Penalized half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Krebet comes across. He starts shallow, gains a little depth. Watch how much power he has in those legs. He's able to stop and get going again, and good blocking
Number 79
downfield.
is
Nice
eligible.
job, good bones.
79 is
Anthony
eligible.
Becht with a tight end block down the field.
1st and goal for the Jets at the Buffalo 2. Fake handoff. Testaverde, a block from Martin to the end zone. Caught, touchdown, and what a grab by Anthony Becht. Sensational grab, his first touchdown catch of the year.
79
reported he's okay.
And he beat rookie middle linebacker Brandon Spoon.
And I thought they even held him early on. He kept going, and I thought they should have thrown the flag right when he took off. But you know what? Testaverde was saying how hard this guy works, how he dives for balls in practice. He gives his body up all the time. He really wants to be a great pro.
So back to his drop passes, 1 today and 4 on Monday, comes up and may have made up with all those drops with a sensational grab. High snap to Tupper. The kick by Hall is up and in. And Anthony Becht, who was a 1st-round pick a season ago out of West Virginia, makes the grab, and it's 35-22 the New York Jets. Not running the ball, Craig, on that drive, but passing most of the way.
Absolutely. You know, but you remember Curtis had that nice little run. Martin had that nice little run early on, and they went 3 straight nice throws down the field. And at this point here, you talk about grasp of the knowledge and the confidence in the offense. It looks like Testaverde is taking his team and getting what he wants out of them.
It's been a race here today. Wednesday on CBS, the Amazing Race heats up when the 7 remaining teams find themselves in the middle of the desert. It's never too late to get into the race. Don't miss an all-new episode of the Amazing Race. Wednesday night on CBS. Becht caught a couple touchdowns a season ago when he had 16 grabs. Today, Becht has caught 3 passes. And Testaverde, you're right, was so positive about this kid and during practice, diving all over the place. He said, save your diving catches for the game.
Yes. 3 different big receptions there by 3 different receivers.
Good point.
Coles, Krebet across the middle, distributing the ball and confusing right now, taking advantage of the secondary in Buffalo.
Very good point.
And, you know, going back to that point they made about the West Coast offense, Beasley and I talked about early in the pregame, before the game started, really about how do you stop the West Coast? Well, you confuse them. You dial the coverage. And yet Buffalo's secondary is playing pretty basic right now, and it looks like they just don't know exactly which defense to get into.
So after Vinny Testaverde's 2nd touchdown pass today, the Jets set the kickoff, and for a 2nd time the ball blows off the tee. And it's blowing as hard now as it has blown all game.
He can't keep his balls on the tee.
Nope. And they're going to have, are you talking golf? Or this is not golfing weather, by the way.
Right.
They're going to have Tony Scott hold it, as he did back in the first half. Clemens and Black are inside the 5 for the Buffalo Bills. And Hall's kickoff. Clemens at about the 10. Gets a block from Schobel. Flag is thrown. Loose ball, and it's picked up at the 31. But was it blown down already? Was he blown down already? Plus, there's a flag. And it's against the returning Buffalo Bills.
I would say last year, the performance or lack of.
During the return, holding, number 28 of the return team. A 10-yard penalty. First down.
Travaris Tillman.
Mr. Stats guy here, Mr. Numbers man. Weren't they 31st in the league in special teams last year, Buffalo? They were horrible. And today, they've really not played a good game on special teams. They could have recovered a fumbled punt, right? Aaron Glenn had earlier. I mean, there are a lot of opportunities they're just not capitalizing on.
So the Bills, the last 2 possessions, 3 and out with Alex Van Pelt. Shy of the 15, first down and 10. Henry in the backfield. Rob Johnson, the starting quarterback, in the locker room, dazed. And it goes off to the rookie, Henry. Grabbed and brought down, enveloped by Sean Ellis. There you see right there. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 upcoming. Our first trip to New York today in Jim Nantz.
All right, Kevin, we've got an update now in Kansas City, Denver. Trent Green makes the mistake here. Deltha O'Neal picks it for Denver, runs it down the sideline, sets up a Greasy to Rod Smith scoring strike, and the Broncos lead it 20-6. Let's go back now to Kevin and Craig.
Thank you, Jim. Kansas City has beaten Denver 4 consecutive times. But today, the Chiefs trailing at the brand new stadium in Denver. 2nd down and 8. From the 17, out to Larry Centers. Gets a block from Fina, or did he? No, he fumbles the ball. Picked up by Mo Lewis, who returns it for a touchdown. Buffalo's 4th turnover today, and the 4th time that the New York Jets have capitalized with a touchdown on a Buffalo Bill miscue.
They're just not good enough to overcome a lot of mistakes that they have. And no question, you got to get the ball in Larry Centers' hands. He's one of the best to ever come out of the backfield and play. It's just a good lick on the ball. Helmet comes across his body. The ball was in his left hand. The helmet just got through him. Lewis was in the right place at the right time. But the Jets linebackers come up big a couple of times today.
So Mo Lewis runs it in. 2nd time the Jets have done that today. Extra point by Hall is up and in. First it was Abraham, who recovered a fumble in the first half, ran it in for a touchdown. Mo Lewis does it here late in the 3rd quarter. A 20-point lead for the Jets, their biggest this afternoon.
And Ted Cottrell's defense, I believe they've responded to the calling. He told them to get to the football, make plays. Don't just get over there and miss people, make plays. The Jets last week against the 49ers were in the place to make them, and Cottrell said, hey, all I can do is call the right play to get you there. Now it's up to the player to make it once he's there. Finish the play off.
For the best NFL info on the net, including expert analysis and in-depth team reports, go to cbs.sportsline.com or AOL keyword CBS Sportsline. So Larry Centers, who fumbled last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, a ball that was recovered by Eric Moulds, fumbles here and now really puts his team in a hole.
Nobody's disappointed on that bench with Larry Centers. Everybody you talk to about him says that the guy shows you how to play the game. Play it with intensity, play it hard, trying extremely hard right now to help his team out, and just didn't do it.
We know that Mo Lewis has returned 2 interceptions for touchdowns, and we are going over all of our information now, and it appears that is the first time he's recovered a fumble and gone in for a touchdown in his illustrious 11-year career. The 3-time Pro Bowler from Georgia. 28 points off of 4 Buffalo turnovers for the New York Jets, who have made a statement today about their team and where they think they should be in the AFC East.
And they knew coming in here this wouldn't be an easy ball game. They knew the Bills were struggling at 0-3, yet the Jets at 1-2 weren't exactly setting the NFL on fire, but they felt pretty close to being able to pull it off and get it going.
And this building is emptying pretty quickly, and we still have 1:46 to play in the third. John Hall with the kickoff after the fumble recovery and touchdown. Avian Black, a reserve wide receiver. Oh, is he drilled on the play so nicely by Kelvin Moses. 19-yard return. And they'll spot the ball at about the 28, 27-yard line. A flag was thrown, and there's another penalty against the Buffalo Bills.
3 straight series to start out with a flag against them offensively. Field position, setting them back, changes the whole playbook. Shepard doesn't have as much to call with. He's got to be a lot more conservative down there.
3 special teams penalties.
Holding. 95 of the return team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Miami won today, so they're 3-1. And the Jets looking for their second win with a game in Buffalo here this afternoon.
You put them at 2-2, and they're right here in the hunt with these guys. I think Miami's the class of the division. But the Jets, a team that really will develop, and I believe Herman Edwards will have them playing consistent football and executing, particularly on defense, before it's over.
17-yard line for Alex Van Pelt. 1st and 10. By the way, the Colts are idle this weekend. Van Pelt with the pump fake and the throw, and it's right on the money. Caught for the tight end, Jay Riemersma. Rolling up to the 32, picks up 16 yards on the play and a Buffalo first down.
Pretty impressed with Van Pelt. I think Van Pelt's played a good game coming in here. Like you said, you know, there are a lot of people here, they're just looking for something positive out of the quarterback position. But Jay Riemersma is one of the better receiving tight ends. Certainly a nice route that he runs there. And good execution on the Bills' offensive part there of getting him open and the timing to get him the ball.
33, 1st and 10. Outside it goes. Travis Henry breaks a tackle of Ferrier and then spins out of bounds at about the 39 and picks up 5 yards.
Every time you mention his name, it picks up 5 yards.
Yeah.
Somehow I'd get the ball in his hands.
Do that imitation again.
5 yards. I believe I would. I mean, you throw the ball to him, you got to hand the ball to him. He's a playmaker. The guy has a lot of athletic ability.
From the 38, 2nd down and 5. Price, who caught a 70-yard touchdown pass earlier in the game, is on the fly. Hand off to Henry. Big gaping hole. Working his way by the defense. And into Victor Green and into Jet territory at the 44. 19-yard run. 2nd round pick out of Tennessee. Everyone was talking about Jamal Lewis coming out of Tennessee, but this is the kid that really was raising eyebrows.
And Greg Williams said when he was at Tennessee with the Titans, he used to always have a lot of conversations with the University of Tennessee coaches. They'd come visit him. He knew the real deal. 16 carries, 102 yards. He knew that he was as good or better than Jamal Lewis at many times.
1st and 10, 43, and here comes Henry. Grabbed and brought down by Marvin Jones, and Travis Henry becomes the 3rd consecutive 100-yard rusher against the Jets defense this year. 6 in the last 9 games dating back to last season. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. The Jets have converted 4 Buffalo turnovers into 28 points and lead it at the end of 3, 42-22. Tonight, the latest developments in the counterattack on terrorism on a special 2-hour edition of 60 Minutes, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, except in the West Coast, where it will be seen at its regular time. We start the 4th quarter. Kevin Harlan, Craig James, Beasley Reese. 2nd down and 6 from the 40. Van Pelt outside, caught by centers, grabbed by Marcus Coleman, and finished off by Mo Lewis at about the 36. Gain of 3. And 3rd down and about 3 or 4 coming up.
Last time they were in this situation, the Bills receivers ran a 3-yard route. And again, this goes back to the discipline. These are the fine points that you have to work on and individually take it upon yourself to get at least the 3 yards for the first down and to give the quarterback an opportunity if he completes it for the first down.
They're down 3, 36-yard line for Van Pelt. Rob Johnson, knocked out in the first half, has not returned. Centers in the backfield, Molds on the move. A block by Fina. Time for Van Pelt. Short of the target. Eric Moulds. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and I think they're going to go for it on 4th down. As you take a look at the AFC Central. What about the Cleveland Browns at 3-1 with the win today over previously unbeaten San Diego?
You know what? And how about Tennessee
Yes.
at 0-3?
Incredible.
And this is, we've said it for a while, this is a very strong division, so anything can happen. Everybody's going to knock each other off as they play each other throughout the season. So Tennessee has a chance to get back in it, but they sure are sliding.
That's a good division. Pittsburgh won again today, too. 2nd consecutive win for them. It's 4th and 3. Buffalo at the Jets, inside the Jets 37. Blocked by Reuben Brown. That's a 1st down reception made by Eric Moulds at the New York Jet 28-yard line. It's a gain of 9 on 4th and 3 for the Buffalo Bills.
Now, I like that. They got to still here. If he's looking at you, he's booking. That means he's going to keep going. If he's not, he's going to hook up inside there. They've got their little patterns that they run in Buffalo. Their little sayings, and it's so true. They're right now they are figuring each other out. They're trying to evaluate each other to find out who can do what. How can you read me? Can I read you? And it just takes time.
28 of the Jets. 1st and 10 for the Bills. 8th play of the drive. Hand off to Henry. Grabbed by Ferrier and Jones and brought down at the 23-yard line after a gain on the play of 5.
That's what I was waiting to hear.
Yeah.
What would you just say?
Gain of 5.
Gain of 5.
Yes.
Travis Henry, gain of 5.
2nd down and 5 coming up.
Now, I don't know about you, but 5 yards per average in the NFL is pretty darn good.
Well, him and Martin both have put on a show today.
Yeah, and you know what? The Bills' offensive line was abysmal. You know,
Yes.
The Jets gave up a lot of sacks. I mean, there have been a lot of different things that these guys have had to work on, and they look a lot better.
2nd and 5 inside the 24. A good hit by Marvin Jones. And a gain of 2.
You love saying that now.
3rd down.
Rascal. San Diego, here's the San Diego Chargers on top. You know, Denver, you knew they wouldn't have 2 weeks in a row where they came out and laid an egg. Kansas City played them tight. I don't think it's over with, but I bet they end up winning this thing. This is still the class team in that division. Denver, but I like Oakland. Oakland is quietly laying in the weeds. I talked to Tim Brown this week, and he said he likes the position the Raiders are in. Last year, Rich Gannon was the MVP candidate. He likes just laying low in the weeds and winning games.
3rd and 3 inside the Jet 22, and a timeout taken by Van Pelt. He has 2 left. 12:19 to play in the 4th quarter. The Jets leading 42-22. Kevin Harlan, Craig James back here in Buffalo. 4 Buffalo turnovers, 28 points by the Jets.
Well, the Bills only had 6 turnovers throughout the first 3 games.
Yeah.
So to have that many turnovers in this one game, there's no way they can overcome that. They're just not good enough to be able to handle and endure those kind of points off turnovers.
Jets still can't stop the run.
No, you know, they still can. That's a problem for them, you know. And Travis Henry has definitely exploited them today on the ground.
But the Bills really haven't stopped Curtis Martin either, so touche. Inside the 22, 3rd down and 3. A block by Fina. Time for Van Pelt, and the pass just... Oh, there goes a flag on Ray Mickens. Just out of the reach of wide receiver Peerless Price.
You know, it's a loose defense right there. And I mean, run the ball 3rd and 2. Get
Pass
up the middle.
interference. Number 24 defense. 1st down.
Yeah, they never agree with that. I mean, but look inside here. I mean, when you look inside, they've got all these guys that are bunched up right inside here. I mean, that's inviting the running play. They've been running and splitting the tackles all day. Run the ball up the middle, 3rd and 2, get your 1st down.
So it's down to the 15-yard line where there's a 1st down for the Buffalo Bills. Larry Centers becomes the wingback. End around from Henry to Moulds. Oh, Mo Lewis smelled it out well, as did Shane Burton, who, as we've mentioned a couple times earlier, has accounted for 3 deflected passes, 1 which was setting up an interception. A loss of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 13.
Yeah, they're really trying to get a misdirection play here, hoping that the backside collapses on the Jets. But like you said, they really did a nice job of smelling it out. Look at these guys on the inside redirect themselves. I mean, that's the way you play defense. Use your eyes. Play defense with your eyes. Mo Lewis over there keeping everything over, pushing it back to the inside.
2nd down Long 13 yards at the 19. Centers becoming a wideout. Van Pelt with time. That was deflected and incomplete. I wonder if Shane Burton, we'll have to watch this again. It was so quick. Let's see if he's made it 4 today. As the Battle of the Bays, Green Bay and Tampa Bay are tight. Cleveland, as we've mentioned, is 1. 2 3-1 teams after today. Dolphins coming back from their embarrassment at St. Louis last week with a nice win. And Arizona winning in Philly.
Oh, man.
And the Saints, the Vikings have got a lot on their minds at 1-3.
Ricky Williams, a nice day on the ground.
3rd and 13, 12th play of the drive for the Buffalo Bills and quarterback Alex Van Pelt. From the 19. Throws to the end zone and intercepted by Aaron Glenn. His 2nd of the season, the 21st of his career. There was a flag on the play. It's against Buffalo. The Jets will decline it and take it over. Glenn wisely staying in the end zone and a touchback to the 20.
Penalties decline. Play results in a touchback. First down.
That's just nice defense there by Aaron Glenn. Glenn really falling back in. He really suckered him. He's over here with Peerless Price, but he sees the play, and as soon as he knows where it's going, he jumps right back into it to make a nice play. That's wisdom. That's what the old days will do for you.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Honda Accord. It's advanced, it's roomy, it's the Accord. Pizza Hut, where every week this fall, you can get one of our delicious pizzas for an unbelievable price. And by Circuit City. We know how you feel. That's why we're here. Circuit City, we're with you.
And the Jets, 1st and 10 at the 20 after the Aaron Glenn interception in the end zone. Handoff to Curtis Martin, who picks up 2 yards, setting up 2nd down and 8. I would assume we're going to see Lamont Jordan here pretty soon with the game out of hand. Monday on CBS. An all-new night of comedy, starting with the King of Queens. Yes, dear, everybody loves Raymond, Becker, and Family Law. It's all here Monday on CBS. And a fan is run out on the field, and so they're going to stop play here momentarily, and we will not show you that. He's wearing number 7 of Doug Flutie, ironically enough, and there he is. Five Buffalo turnovers, 4 converted for Jet touchdowns.
You know, people don't, you know, there's a lot of people laughing and everything here, but I'm going to tell you something. In today's climate, some idiot running on the field, those players don't take too kindly to that. I guarantee you they don't like that. And that wasn't security guards chasing him. That was police.
Yes. Tonight, the latest developments in the counterattack on terrorism on a special 2-hour edition of 60 Minutes right after the game, except in the West Coast where it will be seen at its regular time. 2nd down and 8 outside the 22.
You know, in a big picture scheme right here, both of these teams can't really just mail it in the last 11 minutes of the game. They need to work and get all the reps they can to improve.
Outside the 22, 2nd down and 8. Handoff goes to Richie Anderson, a rare carry, his 9th of the season, and he works his way to the 31, picking up 8 yards on the play. A very impressive 9th-year player out of Penn State who is thriving in this offense. He had 88 receptions a season ago, as we see Lavernius Coles hobbling off the field.
He's not going to make it.
Nope.
They rolled up on him. The play got to him. He was out blocking, and they just rolled up underneath his legs. Yeah, Richie Anderson is one of these guys that you really can depend on, and you like him.
And we have an injury timeout at Ralph Wilson Stadium. Well, Lavernius Coles is getting some regularity to his walk, but he is on the sideline and off the field. Of course, that's the thing you worry about now. You got the commanding lead and probably a win. Pull off a lot of your starters. Matthew Hatchett takes his place outside the 30 where it's 1st and 10. Richie Anderson on the move. Curtis Martin grabbed by Schobel, spun down at the 37, picks up 7 on the play. 60 minutes is right after this on this CBS station, a 2-hour edition, except in the West Coast where it will be seen at its regular time. A lot of developments in the Middle East today. In 60 minutes, we'll cover it all.
God bless America and wisdom to our leaders right now.
144 Martin rushing yards today. Wow. Nice game for Curtis Martin.
A couple of touchdowns too, right?
Yes, 2. 2nd down and 3. Inside the 37. Krebet. Martin hopped over a defender, then got drilled, hit by Flowers and hit by Spoon. Picks up 4 yards on the play and should be got the 1st down out near the 41.
This is, and I say this as a coach, you really want and you look forward to these kind of opportunities where you can run some plays, get in the live action. It's early in the season, and I know you mentioned that you're worried about somebody getting hurt out there, but that's football. You got to play football. Herman Edwards has done a nice job of rallying his troops this week to come back together and really come out and play together as a team, taking advantage of miscues in Buffalo.
Critical win for the Jets, who haven't won here since '98. Near the 41, Testaverde 1st and 10. Martin hit once, hit twice, and then devoured by Jay Foreman.
And Greg Williams on the other side, he's done a nice job. He said he had an up-tempo practice week, that his guys are young and they don't know anything else but hard and playing hard. And you and I were in Washington last week. Marty Schottenheimer's dealing with a group of guys who are he's trying to motivate to get to play. So, you know, there are worse things that you could have in a team. And I think both coaching staffs, both front offices of these two teams will be successful, but they've got to navigate through some waters right now, dealing with salary cap issues, dealing with a lot of different things. There will be a lot of adjustments and changes, but both are set up to be successful.
Loss of 4 on the previous play. 2nd down 14 from the 37. Going outside, they blow that play dead in mid-motion. It was a pass to Curtis Martin.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Green Bay and Tampa Bay are playing right now in a good one.
Oh, that's a good game here. And you know, here's the surprise, I think, of that division. Detroit, no quarterback. Detmer will get better. But right up here, as long as Green Bay's defense continues to play well, Brett Favre's arm, he's healthy, he's strong. Ahman Green running the football. I really, and the Bears, yeah, you got to circle it. 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah. Going to Atlanta. Getting after them like they did at Atlanta. And Atlanta wasn't playing bad ball.
Penalty pushes it back 5 yards to the 32. 2nd down 19 for Testaverde, who's thrown 2 touchdown passes today. There's Krebet in motion. Handoff to Martin, grabbed around the ankle, and then brought down. About everybody on the Bills defense was there. Schobel and Kenyatta Wright. Antoine Winfield. Clock continues to tick down. Both teams have a lot of timeouts. The Jets, their full allotment. Buffalo has 2, but they're choosing to let the clock run down.
I really believe that today's game has changed significantly in that if you start 0-3, 1-3, that doesn't mean that you're really out of it. There are so many teams that are new and coming together with faces that it does take time to come together. And by the 5th, 6th week, if you are going to be good, if you can put together 6, 7 wins in a row, you can get right back in the thick of it.
They're down 26. Why is Martin in the game? Why not put Lamont Jordan in the game? The 25, here comes Martin, and he's lost yards in every carry over this last series. And that time beat up by Keith Newman, and there holding a knee is Sean Price. And here's that injury thing I was talking about. And the Buffalo Bills, probably the most injury-riddled team in the NFL.
I can't think of any team who can afford to have injuries, but when you're young, and as young as they are, that really does add to it. I mean, losing Ostrowski, that was a big deal for them. Ferris, he came in and he was starting to play well. He breaks his leg. This guy right here, that was a football player, made all the defensive calls, and as they said, Sam Cowart got us into plays. He allowed us to make good plays on defense. Hanson's out. Those are good players that you just can't afford to lose when you don't have depth on any NFL rosters.
Well, there's Ostrowski on the sideline. We're talking about Curtis Martin, why he's in the game, losing yards. On the last 3 carries, he's lost 4 yards, lost 7 yards, and lost 2 yards.
Okay, that's 13 yards.
I know,
But you're just checking me out, seeing if I knew how to go backwards counting, you know?
Exactly. I know you can count forwards. 2 for the punt. Bad punt. Line drive. Grabbed by Peerless Price, who in turn is grabbed by Kevin Swain. 37-yard punt, 5-yard return. A look at Curtis Martin. 135 yards on the day with his Jets beating up on Buffalo.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Subway. Fresh-made sandwiches on fresh baked bread. Subway, eat fresh. And by Staples. Staples has everything you need for your business at great low prices.
And almost empty Ralph Wilson Stadium. Bills down by 20. 5.5 to play. Bills have 2 timeouts. Alex Van Pelt and his 46, 1st and 10. 2 touchdown passes by Van Pelt. The fake to centers, gets by Abagu, throws it downfield, wide open is Moulds, hit by Mickens, grabbed by Victor Green and whacked to the 14-yard line. 41-yard pickup and a 1st down.
I like how Van Pelt allowed himself to get some more time. You know, he stepped up in the pocket 2 or 3 yards, but he didn't take off and run. He waited until Moulds got deep and drilled it. Nice arm there.
1st down and 10. Ball resting at the 13-yard line of the New York Jets. Van Pelt moving up, had the time, throws to centers inside the 10, inside the 5, belted by Coleman, finished off by Mo Lewis, close to a 1st down. And he's inside the 5, and let's go downstairs to a chilly Beasley Reese.
Thanks a lot, guys. We've been talking about the West Coast offense, where the Jets run the Southeast defense. It's the one that Herm Edwards brought over from Tampa Bay. It's a double zone. The weakness is up the sideline that just hit Eric Moulds and straight down the middle. We'll see what they try to go with now. Back up to you.
They did get the 1st down, 1st and goal at the 2. Centers in the backfield. Van Pelt. And knocked away beautifully by Marcus Coleman. A textbook play by Coleman. 2nd down and goal.
I like that play. The wide receiver pushes up and the ball's thrown behind him intentionally. Coleman wise to come back and break it up. You're going to see the receiver, how he'll drive up into the field there, and then he just throws it right behind him. I like it. I like this play. I like Van Pelt throwing the ball too.
Second down goal at the Jet 2. Set up by a long pass to Moulds. Van Pelt low, in and out of the hands of Peerless Price, incomplete. 3rd down.
Aaron, I don't like how he threw that one. You know, he has him there. He comes out just across the goal line. This is a touchdown. He just kind of jerked his throw.
But catchable.
It's catchable.
It's catchable.
Yeah, it's catchable.
You know, you got to remember now that Van Pelt, Van Pelt has not been taking a lot of snaps in practice. It's all Rob Johnson with the 1st team offense. 60 minutes coming up next on CBS. 3rd down and goal. At the 2, Centers in the backfield. 3 receivers platoon. Centers will slice his way in for the touchdown. Larry Centers has his 1st rushing touchdown since 1997.
Not very much penetration there. You see the Jets defensive line stand straight up, allowing, he crossed it. Ball crossed the plane. Nice call. Allowed the offensive line to get under and push back. used to say to the offensive lineman, man, score with your man and I'll score.
Yes.
You like that?
Love it. Arians will try that. I do.
And I did too.
Arians will try the extra point. Reimers mother hold. One thing about the Buffalo Bills, they have not taken off any plays since being down 42-22. They hung in there and they get the touchdown.
Right there. That ball, that has crossed that line.
Great
That's a
shot.
touchdown.
Great shot.
Nice shot. Nice shot. Success in little steps when you're struggling as a football team. Finishing strong, playing hard, go with an onside kick, hope you can get it.
Plenty of time, 4:32, a lot of timeouts for both teams.
Seems like 2 games ago that we saw the opening kickoff was onside, right? That seemed like a long time ago.
So a look at Larry Centers, 33 years old, 9 years in Arizona. Last 2 years in Washington, cut in May and signed by the Bills. I would think he'd be a perfect West Coast offense fullback.
Yes, Roger Craig made a living of it out west with the 49ers. The control, knowing where to go with it, understanding the offense. Made an interesting comment in talking with the coaching staffs here. Mike Shepard said that each play is its own entity, meaning there's a variety of things that can occur off of one passing play, and that you have to have tremendous recall with what you've done with it.
Mormon lining up for an onside kick after the touchdown run. There it goes, and grabbed by the Jets. Grabbed by Henderson. Jamie Henderson, the rookie out of Georgia, cradles the ball. Let's head to our cradle in Jim Nantz in New York.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Into the game, final play. Green Bay down 14-10. Favre rolls out looking for Schrader for the win. The Bucs bat it down. Green Bay's first loss. Tampa wins it on a 39-yard touchdown run by Allstott with 6 minutes to play. Let's go back to Kevin and Craig.
How about that Allstott touchdown run, filling in for the injured Warrick Dunn?
Isn't that something?
A must-win for the Bucs early in the season. They answered the call.
Outside it goes to Lamont Jordan on 1st and 10. And he is racked pretty good by Eric Flowers. And Flowers looks like he is hurt in holding on to a right knee at the 42-yard line.
You got to play hard. St. Louis, the Rams, no question in my mind right now. I don't think anybody else is either, because of the way their defense has played, that they're really the best in that division. Now, San Francisco last weekend proved to the Jets fans that they can come out and run the football. They can throw the ball. Jeff Garcia, very underappreciated. This was a big win for New Orleans today. You know, they can't afford not to come in and beat a team like Minnesota. I mean, it's a good win for them. When you talk about the NFC East now, this is a surprise here for me. I mean, everybody's talking about these guys down here, but how about Arizona going to Philadelphia, winning? Philadelphia drops a game there, and the Giants, just a steady team. The Giants, you know, they're a football team that ever since Jim Fassel came out and made that prediction, they really have come together. The defense has stopped talking smack about their own offensive players, and they go to the field and play.
Buffalo took a timeout. Flowers walked off the field under his own power for the Buffalo Bills. Jets at the Buffalo 42. 2nd down and 11. Lamont Jordan. And grabbed by Pat Williams and brought down. No gain on the play. In fact, he may have lost a half yard. Lamont Jordan was drafted to spell the workhorse Curtis Martin. And he really has not had a lot of exposure yet, but they do, as you said earlier in the broadcast, have some pretty high hopes for Lamont Jordan, who's out of the University of Maryland.
And the thing he has going for him individually is the fact he's going to be able to watch, observe Curtis Martin, have Richie Anderson tutor him in the passing game, try to understand this. And I think he's got a good upside for him. They like his chances.
Buffalo player is down as you take a look at Curtis Martin. The executive producers of the NFL on CBS, Sean McManus and Terry Ewert, the coordinating director of the NFL on CBS, Larry Cavallina. Today's game produced by Bob Dekas and directed by Mark Grant. Senior producer of the NFL Today, Eric Mann. Director Bob Matina. Coordinating producer of CBS Sports, Harold Bryant. The associate director of today's game, Brian Lilly. The broadcast associate, Andrew Kaplan. And the technical manager, Tom McCarthy. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Great job today. We appreciate all your help here in Buffalo.
And the director of catering on behalf of us here would be, what, you and me? We're the head of catering or something?
It's going to be. We're going to miss our plane.
Yeah. Hey, you know, I told you guys earlier, I made a prediction that the team who had the most rushing attempts before it was over with would win this game. Right now, the Jets are at 31 to Buffalo's 30. So, I mean, it's a proven fact. You rush the football, you got a big chance of winning.
Curtis Martin's 33rd 100-yard game in his career. 3rd down and 12. Outside the Buffalo 43. That's Kevin Swain, one of the receivers in motion. Testaverde, a block from Jordan, being chased by Newman, and throws it away. Wisely throws it away. And again, remember that Testaverde, who has thrown 2 touchdown passes today, the only starting quarterback in the NFL without an interception.
And kind of wondering why Chad Pennington isn't in the game. You know, you talk now it's a point where you can put somebody else in there and get them some reps, but you know, a lot of things can happen with a 13-point deficit. You don't want to take too many chances, but I would be surprised if they didn't put Pennington in to finish up the game should they get the opportunity.
No interceptions and 144 pass attempts for Testaverde. It's 4th down. The Jets have got a punt. Tom Tupa, who has had a very ordinary day punting, gets a little bit of height on this, and a fair catch is signaled for and allotted to Peerless Price. 28-yard punt.
Ever since you ripped him earlier in this broadcast, he's been doing his job.
Price, yeah.
Price has.
Well,
but you were honest. You know, he earned it there. Jets, they've got their work cut out for them, but the more consistency they get out of that offensive line, the better they're going to be offensively. Miami's going to be a tough game for them. St. Louis, you're talking about a couple of tough games in a row. Here's a game for them. They get a little bit of it, although Kansas City's not bad. New England, heck, I'm going to quit guessing. You know why? Who would have thought Arizona would have gone to Philadelphia and beat Philadelphia?
Or that New England would smother the Colts last weekend.
Yeah, you know what? That's why you show up every Sunday. Yeah, I might as well. I'll be with you next week.
Yeah, I know you
Where are we going next week? Seattle?
Seattle.
I'll be with you. Okay.
Denver and Seattle.
Yeah.
16-yard line. 1 timeout left for the Bills. 3:25 in the 4th quarter. Van Pelt will not give up. Pump fakes and goes down the sideline, and Moulds almost had a nice catch. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10. The Bills will head to Jacksonville Thursday. They're going to get a bye next Sunday.
The teams that really need to be concerned about the Buffalo Bills are these guys down in here. I mean, you know, they're going to be in the thick of a playoff run, Miami and San Francisco. And by that point in the season, the Bills will be a much improved team because they're going to have more experience with a lot of these guys that have no experience today.
2nd down and 10. 16-yard line of Buffalo. Moulds in motion. Van Pelt caught by Reimers by the tight end, crawling to the 23, picks up 7 yards, shy of a 1st down by 3. So it will be 3rd down and 3 for Van Pelt. He looks very calm in there, doesn't he?
He knows the offense. I mean, the guy understands it, and they openly say he understands it better than Rob Johnson does.
3rd down and 3, and that is dropped by Jay Reimers. So it's 4th down. Let's check back in at our sports desk in New York and Jim Nantz.
All right, Kevin, this was the touchdown that padded the Raiders' victory, made it 28-7. Tyrone Wheatley, who had 2 touches on the day, but they withstand a couple of late scores by the Cowboys, 28-21. Dallas 0-4, Redskins 0-4, and they'll meet next Monday night. Let's go back to you guys.
Wow. Thank you, Jim. 4th and 3, they decided to go for it from the 23. They converted one earlier today. And a pass is caught by Reimers in a thicket of Jet defenders at the 32. He picks up 9 on 4th and 3. And they move the chains. Clock continues to tick. Buffalo with 1 timeout. The Jets with 3.
Finish strong. Execute your offense. Take it down the field.
32-yard line. 1st and 10 for Alex Van Pelt. Outside to Larry Centers. Forced out of bounds by Coleman. Knocked out of bounds about the 39-yard line or so. And it's a gain of 7 on the play, bringing up 2nd down and 3.
You know, one of the things that I like and I'm noticing here about Van Pelt We mentioned footwork in our opening, and when he plants his foot, his progression has started. He really is moving his feet. He's getting them set, and he's letting go of the ball. It's like he knows what he's doing out there and where he's supposed to be.
Outside the 38, second down, long 3. Van Pelt throws again. That is dropped by Peerless Price at the Buffalo 47.
One of the things they talk about with this offense, this West Coast offense, is when you plant, sometimes you have to hitch just a little bit more to allow the guy to beat his guy. Notice how he's planted here, but he comes forward just a little bit so that he's able to come in there and allow his receiver time to beat his man. I like that. That little pitch in there.
Rhythm.
Thank you. I was looking. You're Mr. Webster.
Bills have dropped 4 passes today. Second down, make it third down, long 3 from the 38. That's another drop pass. That's by Eric Moulds. He's dropped a couple already, and 5 drops for the Bills today. Has Moulds dropped 3?
I think Moulds has dropped 3 that I can remember out here. I mean, he's coming hard back to the inside. It looks like he's got alligator arms. I know he's had a bad shoulder, but you notice how his arms just don't extend. He's got them next to him. And hey, a separated shoulder is a difficult thing to deal with, no question about it. And maybe that's why he's not getting them out there and catching the ball.
And he has complained in the press here in Buffalo and upstate New York about not getting as much involved in the offense. And today he had a chance and he's dropped 3 balls. Fourth down. And that is caught for a first down and grabbed at the 48-yard line for an 11-yard gain. Peerless Price grabs it. We've reached the 2-minute warning. Tonight, the latest developments in the counterattack on terrorism on a special 2-hour edition of 60 Minutes right after the game, except on the West Coast, where it'll be seen at its regular time. 1st and 10 for the Buffalo Bills. They have got 1 timeout just inside their own 49. A Fina block in time for Van Pelt, and outside it goes. Another drop pass by the Bills. This time by the veteran centers at the 47-yard line. 6 dropped passes today by Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going to stick up for centers a little bit here, though. I mean, you can qualify for him. He should have caught it because he's one of the best to ever come out of the backfield. But that is a difficult ball to bring in. Got to make the catch.
Yeah, they have not been pinpoint passes. You're exactly right.
Right.
Second down and 10. Shy of the 49. Deep drop by Van Pelt. Here comes Abraham. There goes the pass. Mo Lewis is caught on to centers at the 43. That is a first, no, shy of a first down by about a yard. Close, but he just is shy. So it'll be third down after the gain of 8. We'll call it 2 from the 43. Clock is ticking. Buffalo with the timeout. Van Pelt, good block by Brown. There it goes outside. First down by centers, and wisely gets out of bounds after colliding with Marcus Coleman. Out of bounds at the 35, a gain of 7.
He's just disciplined with his game plan. Van Pelt really is disciplined. He looked down the middle of the field. He went right away to the number 2 or 3 receiver on the flat. And that's smart, too, because it allows you to get out of bounds. First down. Takes what the defense has given you. Kind of glad our guys, Jim Nance and them, are hanging in there with us late tonight in New York watching our ball game.
Hope there's food for them.
You know, well, you know there's food for them. I left them out. They got lots of extra food.
Inside the 36, the Jets 1st and 10. Van Pelt down the middle and one hops his receiver. Peerless Price, 2nd down and 10. 1:15 to play. Bills with a timeout. Down by 13. Down at one time 21-6. Trailed at one time 42-22. Buffalo has had 5 turnovers, 4 of which have been converted into 28 Jet points. Rob Johnson was knocked out of the game, so Alex Van Pelt had to come in and take the place of the starting Buffalo quarterback. 3 touchdown passes today by the Bills. 1 by Johnson, 2 by Van Pelt. 2nd down and 10. Here they come. They set up the screen, caught by centers. Spins by a defender, Coleman, inside the 30 and down to the 27. Gain of 9. Testaverde has 2 touchdown passes today. And Larry Centers has caught 10 for 56 yards. 3rd and 1, 50 seconds to play in the game. And Van Pelt just falls ahead. Also, don't forget the Jets had 2 fumble recoveries, both returned for touchdowns, one by Abraham, one by Mo Lewis. And that brings you up to date on all the happenings today. We told you Rob Johnson knocked out, never returned after being hit with an elbow as he was scrambling by Mo Lewis. Went to the locker room. We never saw him again.
They will review that tomorrow in New York for sure. Some of the surprises here, you know, I don't want anybody to think that I believe the Rams will be good, but I didn't think they'd be as good as they are right now on the defensive side, and certainly Marshall Faulk has continued the beat that he has. The winless teams in here. Dallas, I think most people expected that. Washington, not expected. It looked like they had a little more spirited football game, though, today than what we saw from them last week.
Buffalo is ready to go to 0-4. They're out of timeouts. They just burned their last in 40 seconds to play. Bills took over at their own 16 with 3:25 to play. 15th play of the drive coming up. Converting a couple 4th downs, 3rd downs.
They had to convert them because they dropped passes on 3rd down.
That's exactly right. 23-yard line, 1st and 10. Alex Van Pelt to the end zone, deflected and incomplete. Ray Mickens, I think, got his hand on it at about the 5. It was intended for Price. 35 seconds to play, 2nd down and 10.
Middle of the field, tough place to make a living right now. They had 5 guys back there deep, so you've got to have a perfect trajectory pass to get over that middle level of linebackers.
The Jets came into today +6. They have not turned it over themselves, so they are +11 in the takeaway giveaway.
You can build on that.
Yes, you can. That's got to be one of the best in the league. They came in number 2 in the NFL at +6. Now they're +11. 2nd down, 10 from the 23 for Van Pelt. To the side, backpedaling catch by Centers, gets out of bounds and ushered that way by Marcus Coleman. Has a 1st down to the 10. 29 seconds left in the game.
The 11th reception by Centers, is that right?
11.
This is a team, this week it was the Arizona Cardinals knocking off the Eagles. Last week, as you mentioned, it was the Patriots beating the Colts. The Buffalo Bills will beat teams this year they're not supposed to beat on paper.
1st down and 10, just outside the Jet 10. Van Pelt. Here comes Lyle. Van Pelt scrambling, gets by the defense of Abagu and then is drilled by Mo Lewis after a gain of 4. The Bills cannot stop the clock. They are out of timeouts, and from the 6, 2nd down and 8. And there's the spike. So now it'll be 3rd down and 8 for Van Pelt.
Well, you think we ought to get Beasley to buy dinner tonight? I think old Beasley's been walking around. He's probably nice and warm.
3rd down. Caught by Centers. He'll dive in for a touchdown. 6-yard touchdown pass to Larry Centers. And the 3rd touchdown pass thrown by Alex Van Pelt.
And this is a tremendous reception here by Larry Centers. He dropped one a couple of throws ago at him, but nice pass, excellent focus and concentration, getting in for the touchdown, finishing strong. Again, young teams just finish strong, take baby steps in the production that you have as a team moving on in the season.
The extra point by Arians is up and in. So now it's 42-36.
And my math is right. That's 78 points scored in this football game on a day that we thought there'd be a lot of wind. Watch how Larry Centers moves through the inside there, getting back over. And a beautiful touch throw between defenders by Alex Van Pelt. See him set his feet again? Again, he sets his feet. His footwork is really good. And after listening and learning the last 2 or 3 days with these coaches and players, I'm getting a feel for what they're trying to accomplish with the West Coast offense, at least these two teams, because there are so many different variations to it. For instance, the Denver Broncos, Mike Shanahan, they run the football, power running game to set up the passing game. And that's what Greg Williams wants to have accomplished here with Buffalo. Some teams, they throw the ball to set up the run. But Greg Williams' mindset, I've got to get an offensive line capable of a power running game to set up the short pass.
There was a small snafu on that particular series. The spot by the officials was outside the 10. And then after a couple plays, they moved it inside, and consequently they made it a goal-to-go situation, even though the sticks were still on the sideline and shy of the goal line inside the 1. But nonetheless, Centers goes in with a touchdown reception, and the onside kick is caught by Hatchett. And with no timeouts to stop the clock for the Buffalo Bills, the Jets will have a play, and then that'll be the ball game.
You really want 2 hops on this thing. You want the first hop and then the second one to be the one that really catapults up into the air. That first one went straight up and to the defense or the receiving team. Not very good on the onside kick. He opened the game up with a nice one, though. Very convincing opening kickoff, onside kick.
The Jets, with the win, go to 2-2. Buffalo dropping to 0-4, one of a couple 0-4 teams in the NFL. And it's hard to believe, but we are already through a quarter of the season.
But technically, it'd be like at halftime of next week, right?
Yes. So now for Craig James and Beasley Reese, Kevin Harlan saying so long from Ralph Wilson Stadium. Final score, Jets 42, Buffalo 36. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.
Hello again, Spencer Tillman here at the NFL Sunday Ticket Control Center. I'll fill you in on all the action around the National Football League, scores, stats, today's top performers, and more right after we take this short 30-second break.
10 years ago, she matched wits with the world's most dangerous mind.
Hello.
Hello, Clarice. Now, her nightmare is starting again.
He's killed 14 people.
Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun.
Don't do this. Turn yourself into me.
Not in 1,000 years. Good evening.
Dr. Lecter.
Hannibal.
Playing this month on Blockbuster Ticket, only on DirecTV.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our closing segment of this busy Sunday NFL 2001 season, Week 4. And what a wild week it was. 2 come-from-behind wins. Jake Plummer was excellent. Tim Couch on the far coast doing some late-minute heroics as well. And how about the Tennessee Titans falling to 0-3? Cleveland Browns on the road improving to 3-1, all part of a stellar Week 4. Let's take a look at some other scores for you. There is the final. Baltimore takes care of Tennessee. Eddie George missed the 4th quarter, went out with a sprained ankle in this contest. Titans now lost more games than they did the entire 2000 go-around. Miami, big-time winners, 30-10. That's the final over New England. Lamar Smith, 144 yards rushing, a TD. Pats only managed 154 yards of total offense. Tom Brady, just 12 of 24 for 87 yards. How about this one? Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, 16-7 winners are the Pittsburgh Steelers. And in this one, Jerome Bettis eclipsed the 10,000-yard rushing mark for his career, and that's tops. And Bettis, 153 yards on the day, quite impressive as well. Here's the Cleveland-San Diego final for you, 20-16. Tim Couch with some last-minute heroics in that one. Couch, 14 of 27, 210 yards passing in that one, 4-point decision over San Diego. Cleveland's stretch now stands at 3. Other scores to pass along, John Carney, 5 field goals for the Saints do the job. Ricky Williams, 136 yards and 1 touchdown on the afternoon. 28-15 is the final there. And here's the Arizona-Philadelphia final. And Plummer did it in come-from-behind fashion, 21-20. And Jake Plummer with a 35-yard touchdown pass to Marte Jenkins. Jenkins, 119 yards receiving. Plummer, 18 of 32, 238 yards. New York Football Giants had to come from behind to beat Washington 23-9. That is your final. DeMar Washington filled in for Ron Dayne nicely, however. 90 yards and a 29-9 win over the Redskins. Check that 23-9 win over the Redskins. Chris Chandler, 3 picks today, knocked out of this contest, but Chicago big-time winners, 31-3, the final for you there. And Booker, a 34-yard touchdown pass caught, 63-yard TD pass thrown. Murray Smith subbing for Jamel Anderson, 71 yards rushing on the day. Kansas City and Denver, some of the late games. Mike Anderson, 155 yards rushing and a touchdown. Rod Smith, 110 yards and 8 catches. Outstanding day for him. And the game just completed. The New York Football Jets have defeated the Buffalo Bills by the count of 42-36. That is your final there. Jacksonville and Seattle and a couple of teams that were battered and bruised. Mike Holmgren's club wins that decision over Tom Coughlin's group's 24-15. That is your final there. And the lowly Dallas Cowboys making a fight of it out west. The Oakland Raiders, however, lead them by the count of 28-1. That is a 28-21. That is a final now. Tampa Bay wins the Battle of the Bays. 14-10 is your final there. All right, another week here on NFL Sunday Ticket is nearing its conclusion, but that doesn't mean your weekly football viewing is over by a long shot. Find a way to keep busy for a few minutes and then come back for an intriguing NFC West showdown on ESPN Sunday Night Football. The 49ers West Coast is rolling under emerging star quarterback Jeff Garcia. San Fran is hungry for another championship. Carolina has given the quarterback role to Heisman winner Chris Winkie. He's no ordinary young rookie. Panthers-Niners tonight on ESPN. And tomorrow on ABC Monday Night Football. He can do it all, inside or outside. Marshall Faulk provides the spark that powers the Rams' offensive machine. In Motown, new quarterback Ty Detmer looks to get the Lions in gear. Rams-Lions Monday night on ABC. And yes, if you want to take another look at today's game, be sure to flip to NFL Sunday Snap for scores, stats, and game summaries, or for more stats and in-depth analysis from the experts on all the games. Just go over to accessnfl.com. Now let's take a look at some of today's top statistical performers, courtesy of NFL.com. Here's some of your passing leaders. Dante Culpepper topping the charts, 23 of 34 for 332 yards. But I got to go down to my friend Jake Plummer down there, 18 of 32. Perhaps not the most gaudy numbers, but the stellar come-from-behind win was quite impressive, 238 yards. And how about Mark Brunell? Good to see him back in action after getting knocked out last week against Butch Davis's group. Rushing leaders, Sean Alexander subbing in for Ricky Waters, 31 carries. Carried it a lot today, had 176 yards. And of course, Jerome Bettis, 23 carries, 153 yards in his outstanding performance today. Some of your receivers, how about this? Headlined by Tony Gonzalez of Kansas City, the tight end leading the chart. 8 receptions for Tony Gonzalez, 129 yards receiving. Jenkins following on his heels, 6 receptions for 119 yards. Keenan McCardell doesn't break the century mark, but it's good to see him. 7 receptions, 97 yards. All right, one thing is for sure, all of today's performers are feeling pretty sore right about now. But trust me, the pain could be a lot worse if it wasn't for the often overlooked piece of athletic equipment. Check out the following Innovations in Football feature to find out what.
Welcome to the Innovations in Football Sweepstakes, brought to you by NFL Sunday Ticket and the American Plastics Council.